Hello, and welcome to HighRollers Dungeons and Dragons stream on the Yogscast Twitch. Kim is definitely not texting her mother just before stream.
It's important.
It's just important. Welcome everybody. Hello. Joining us for another exciting HighRollers D&D adventure. I am, of course, Mark Sherlock Hughes, the Dungeon Master
never
for today. Joining me is Chris Trott.
Hello.
Katie Morrison.
Hello.
Tom Hazel.
Of course.
And Kim Richards.
You.
Welcome, chums. How are you all?
Fine.
Good.
Better than
Better than
Mark's doing.
Glad. I'm a bit tired.
RTX down.
Long day yesterday. Long day at RTX yesterday. I am now the newest member of Achievement Hunter by this shirt.
Which you waited 88
I've got a Dr.
minutes
Disrespect
for.
t-shirt on. That's the real deal.
What was his name?
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect.
Can't be Hufflepuff though. So.
Kim has a new dress.
I've got a dress with skeletons on, so yo.
Oh,
sit
Tom's
down,
wearing
y'all.
the same shirt he always wears.
My purple shirt!
It's got chocolate on it.
I was saving that.
Saying that, yeah. Put that in your mouth.
I don't even know what
And
that
then
is.
Katie's got her Hufflepuff on, like a nice.
I actually got a Hufflepuff tank top.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't wait.
Maybe that should be the next HighRollers merchandise. We make a
Purple
T-shirt with the purple shirt, like you know, with those printed on tuxedos, and it could just be called
Tom's
Tom's
shirt.
Purple Shirt.
Tom's purple shirt.
I'd buy it. I wouldn't though.
I wouldn't.
Couple of notes before we start today's game for you out there, audience. MCM Comic Con. It's not next weekend. It's the weekend after. We will be there doing HighRoller signings on Saturday and Sunday. Times to be confirmed close to the date. Watch the Yogscast Twitch and watch our Yogscast Twitter and our Twitter. There will be
HighRollers D&D.
at HighRollers D&D. There will be a live show on Sunday. What? But there's no time confirmed yet because we're waiting on MCM to confirm
A live
that.
high roller show that people can sit down and watch live.
For free!
Whoa.
Wow! And it will
I'm
likely be
paying.
up. No, you don't get paid for anything.
I accept donations in real life.
Yeah, we'll go around with one of those little cups.
It
Well,
was
like in church when you pass.
Yeah, the collection thing.
It should be in the Platinum Suite, which is upstairs.
Ooh.
We will
Same
post
place as it was
times.
last time.
We will post times and more information as we have that.
Platinum.
Other things. You can buy HighRollers dice at store.yogscast.com. They're metal dice made from a chrome aluminum alloy or
Zinc.
something. Zinc
Aluminium zinc alloy.
alloy.
I think.
You
they're
can
very
kill them.
nice.
You can swallow them.
Yeah.
Don't swallow them.
Don't step on the D4. It's basically a caltrop.
Yes, it really
It
is.
acts
Like,
as a weapon.
so you can do that. You can also grab a Uncharted Territory poster or a Korak shirt from store.yogscast.com.
Did you just call him Horak?
Korak.
dare
You've
you.
just got missing ears.
Missing girls.
I've just got missing ears. You're right.
Tired. Coach was very long and very hot. US friends, as far as I know, there are currently no plans for these items to go on the US store, but you can always bulk order from the European store and it saves you on some shipping, so you can do that there. Why not also grab a Tabletop Weekly shirt, a Kim shirt and mug, or some Hat Films merchandise from store.yogscast.com.
But probably just the
Katie and
HighRollers
Tom
stuff.
don't have any, and
You get
Tom
the
never
upcoming
will.
purple shirt.
We're gonna have to make that if you keep saying
There's
that.
literally a stock of one, and it's that.
That's
this,
that.
this is mine.
He
Finally,
doesn't even have another one.
final note, on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. BST, 10 a.m. PDT, head on over to twitch.tv/DND to watch more of us playing Dungeons and Dragons with our new miniseries Dead Reckoning. Last week was our third episode and it was one of the most fun I think we've had in a long time. It was really funny.
We watch it live.
We watch it live in chat because they are pre-recorded, but they're unedited. So none of this like, I don't like pre-recorded. We don't. It's nothing different. It's no different to what it is now.
Everything's in there.
Yeah.
It
Everything's in
means
there.
you just get the bonus of us being really distracting in chat. So
Yeah, and then you have to watch it twice,
Why
which is
not?
great for us.
And if you didn't watch it live, you can always watch it on the Dungeons and Dragons YouTube or VOD on the D&D Twitch as well.
it pretty much comes up straight away.
Please do go and watch it. Like, it's one of those things where if you haven't watched it and you're like, no, but then like the minute, please go and watch it. It's really good and it supports us.
It's hilarious.
it is
Yeah.
also only 2 hours long per episode rather than 3. So if
Yes.
you did want to.
Binge.
If you did want to binge watch it, it doesn't take as long.
And
to
now
watch as
Critical
ours.
Role's finished. You've got no excuse.
Yeah.
It's great. If you've got 50 jumps and Elite Dangerous to do, it's the perfect amount.
Perfect amount.
And then you have to self-destruct because you failed and you ran out
Oh,
of fuel.
everyone's playing Elite and Dangerous now.
I'm not, I'm
Mark's
just
gonna
watching
sit
it
there
fail.
and not be cool.
I'm not playing it.
I'm not.
Yeah, well,
Only cool people can.
Exactly.
Like,
You
me and
failed.
Tom.
You failed horribly earlier, though.
Well,
Anyway,
Did.
You're a
you
horrible
can
failure.
talk about that on Hat Film Streams. Actually, that's another thing, probably. If you enjoyed the Dark Souls stream that me and Hat Films did a while ago, we might be doing something very similar next week, so keep your eyes out
we
on
are
that as
doing
well.
something very similar.
Can we? Yeah, I guess we can just talk about it, can't we?
Tuesday we're doing a board game with the Steamforged.
It's Resident Evil the board game. It's their new Kickstarter project. It's going to be really good. You can check that out
We're
on the
going to fuck up
Yogscast
the
Twitch.
rules, and
Yep.
Mark's going to get annoyed at us.
Mark's not. The people that are coming down to teach us the game will be.
But they'll be in the room to correct us.
Yeah. Right.
Same.
So there's that. That's all the notes. We've got a cool background and cool lights, and it looks really good now.
I'm still kind of in the dark.
Yeah.
No, you're all right. You're nice and bright.
It's a little bit dark.
Just don't
brighter.
lean that way. The more that way you go, the more in shadow. Yeah. And then more Tom.
I lost my pencil, Mark.
Darkness.
Pencil's on you.
There's a pencil right there.
Got it.
We've got it.
I can't
A
point.
recap for last week. The party travelled to the plane of Arboria to meet with Master Guan Yin, who tested their mettle. After learning new monk techniques, Guan Yin pointed the party towards two warring tribes as potential allies in the upcoming battle against the Broken Sky and Falania. Yes, IKEA pencil.
I stole it myself.
I mean, they're complimenting.
The party first met with one of the two tribes, the Wind Elves, the Airy, who told them they would help if the party slew the leader of the other tribe and took their ancestral weapon for past wrongdoings. The party then met with the other tribe, the Centaur Plainsfolk, and were told a very similar story. As these two tribes have been at war, they decided to attempt peace talks between both groups. However, despite some valiant efforts of persuasion by Elora and Reynard, the two champions would not see eye to eye, and so a mysterious potion was used, causing the two champions to fall in love. Chris Trott is... Thank you, Star Trek.
Do it.
Don't. Why are you doing this? I hate you so much.
Is that better?
Shields are at 30%, sir.
Is that better?
How is that? How is it different?
I don't know what you're trying to
Cutting
do.
out the blank space on the left side here.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Now it'll just be my face all the time. The two champions fell in love due to the effects of the potion, but before further agreements could be made, a purple worm attacked the party. The group defeated the creature, and that is where we begin today.
Wow! Can you say that again?
Did you just try and throw it at your
I
own
missed what you're
face?
saying. I've got missing ears.
I've got this in.
Oh shit, it's gonna be one of those days.
Yes, it is. Let me just get my monster manual.
Welcome to HighRollers, where we're very professional at all times.
I'm very professional. I just flub my words all the time. So,
Lipstick.
the Four Elements Mountain, of which Master Guan Yin lives at the top of, stands before you. I believe Cam Buckland was on a ledge lower down. No, Cam Buckland, you are on a tiny ledge
On my
perched
own.
on your own, like 500 feet or 300 feet up the mountain.
Reynard axled off.
Yes, he had fallen off and then
fell.
used Axel to float down to a lower platform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
60 feet below that. So.
And I believe you were just slowly floating your way down.
I think I landed.
Yeah. Because you had shot from midair to
yeah.
damage the creature. Elora had been almost eaten by the creature, but then was spat up quite immediately. Juto is on the ground after defeating it with a big fiery kick or punch.
No, my
Where
moonbeam
is
It
it?
was
killed
a
it.
moonbeam. Oh, it's the
I was
orbital
about
laser.
to,
You were about
but,
to. It was the orbital moonbeam laser that killed it. Kugar and the
Visa.
other one,
Visa.
Visa,
Visa.
are basically
Making
on the
out.
ground. They would probably be in some sort of loving embrace, checking over each other's wounds,
There's a
whispering
huge-
sweet nothings.
Gashed up worm.
You said that there was shiny things that spilled out of the worm.
Yes.
What are the shiny things, Mark? I want to investigate.
No.
25 mithril bars.
So, Elora, I'm assuming, Elora, you make your way over because there was this huge kind of gash that the moonbeam sort of like carved out of the creature, and you can see that it kind of exposed all of its inner organs and inner kind of tubular musculature that would have slowly digested things. Inside, it seems that any organic material was basically dissolved by the creature's stomach acid, which is sizzling into the ground around you. However, lots of metal and minerals and things have not been dissolved. Inside the creature's stomach, you have to rummage around for a bit, kind of like pulling across, like opening tissue sacks and like pulling things out. It's a stinky hard work. You can see that there is a lot of gemstones, but it will take you some time to dig them out. And they're all mixed. It's all things like rubies, sapphires, emeralds. There's also just like iron and gold ore, silver ore, just all mixed up in like nuggets of it and stuff like that. But it will probably you suspect it will take you several hours to like gut the thing and get all of its stomach contents out.
Did we kill it? Oi!
Is he too far away for us to hear?
I mean, there's no because it's such an open field. Like this kind of voice does echo out quite far.
Did you hear something?
It's 300 feet, so he's not like a mile away. He's you can see him sort of at the top of this like.
I want to get
ledge.
down.
This tiny little ledge.
Then get down.
I can't.
Well, why not? How did you
I
get
don't
there?
have a way steady spells.
And slide.
I can
How
do
steep
nothing.
is this mountain?
Very.
When you saw that
Reynard fell.
Reynard nearly like plummeted 60 feet onto a kind of there are like plateaus and bits that you can climb up. You're on the earth side, on the earth quarter, and you can see it's a lot of like sheer rock faces, but that does create the occasional plateaus and things. It looks very difficult to climb.
How far does the dust loot bling bling? How far, like, sees 300?
I don't know. The range of fly is normally touch, I believe, or self, I believe. I don't know. I don't know the range of all spells. In my vast knowledge of
think it
Dungeons
is
and Dragons,
touch.
I'm afraid there is a limitation to what I know off the top of my head.
In which
I would
case,
like to gazelle run and slide and jump and leap all the way down.
Using
Touch.
I'm going to
You
watch
have to
Reynard
touch the
do that
creature.
first and see if I can do it. Please.
Well, you with Axul, it's much easier that you can just float your way down. So you can like leap off and then you just Axul, and it slows your descent enough that you can kind of swing and glide and skirt your way down. You can even sort of semi-run down like the sort of more steeper flat surfaces and just
Launch
hold it.
myself forward.
Yeah, and you basically just hold it to keep
Like a
yourself
glider.
in.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm
Cam,
gonna-
you can try and climb down. That's an athletics check.
I'll do a little bit and then give up.
Well, let's see if in your little bit
19
you fuck up. Okay,
plus
yeah.
7?
So you basically ease yourself off the first like little cliff, and you're kind of free rock climbing your way down. And it's hard work, but going down is a bit easier than going up.
Is
and
it
you get
just-
to a plateau, which is about 240 feet in the air.
Is it like a reverse Tom Cruise Mission Impossible 2?
Yes, but not that
chalking
extreme.
up my hands.
Yeah, you get like the chalk. Dun 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 dun
Then I
dun.
flip to
But there's
bang.
no like Devil's Chimney. Not quite. I mean,
I'm doing
you-
that theme
okay.
tune, but like a
fancy
full
version.
version of
Okay.
that.
Ding
To
bonk.
myself.
Din din din. Ba.
That's the same tune.
Da da da. Like, you just like shorten it basically. But no, you climb your way down, but you get like 60 feet and there's a plateau, and then there's another really dangerous looking climb down.
Dimension door.
You just cast Dimension Door?
Yeah.
Snaps you down to the surface where you can see. Next to this enormous, I mean, this creature is gargantuan, so if you think, you guys have fought Frost Giant, which was about like, what, 18 foot tall? That's a huge. This thing is probably about 30, if it was stood up, tall to end, it'd be about 30 feet tall, this giant worm. It's huge.
I'm going to try and dimension door out of line of sight of the other guys so they think I climb down. Or I jump down.
Elora
Perception.
instantly notices, thanks to her elven perception, that you're kind of like climbing down, like,
And look around.
and then you look around and you're like,
Oh!
Whoa. Reynard,
I'm
what's your
not-
passive perception?
yeah.
It's quite high as well,
It's
isn't it?
16.
You'd probably notice as well. Juto,
12.
no, you don't notice Cam,
I'm just not looking
but
at
you
it.
just don't care. The
I've
difference there is you don't
observed
care.
it. I've observed it, but I'm gonna just let him have it.
Okay. Yeah, he just bamps down and then walks out like, whoa.
I've climbed bigger mountains, but I guess fighting a worm took it out of me a little bit. How'd you guys do on the ground?
You Reynard.
Merrick up in the air.
And then he just lands like a slow glider
Into the worm.
into the side of it, like
Yeah.
smack. Yeah.
Embarrassing.
This worm's a lot bigger up close than I thought.
Yeah, you did a really good job of running away, Cam.
Thanks for the help,
A
gentlemen.
real good job.
You guys shouted run, so I ran. I was very obedient, I'd say. I did what was ordered. If I'd stuck behind and died, you would have been even more pissed off, and I would have been really pissed off.
if you died.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was
What's all the
hitting it
shiny
from
stuff?
up there,
there
sorry.
is a lot of shiny stuff, but it would take a long time for us to get it out.
I'm gonna look at the centaur and the winged.
They're
elf.
making out at this point.
I look
Like
back.
they're just like on the grass, like kind of one like the centaur's kind of like collapsed like on its side like a horse resting. The winged elf is just kind of like her wings are kind of wrapping around and they're just making out hardcore.
So I was telling my mum about this earlier, about how we left this off, and her question was, if they have a baby, will it have just like one leg and one wing, or 5 legs and one wing, or like it has a legit question like
It's
what
got
will
to be
their baby look
symmetrical,
like?
surely.
You don't know?
Centaur
I think
with
we're going to
wings.
find out very soon.
So that's
know?
the question from my mum.
How are you going to find out very soon?
I don't know. They might procreate and
It would
Like
just be-
instant. It's like instantaneous.
It might be different.
Not 9 months. It's 9 minutes.
might be
You said
different.
the
They
other
just
way around
poop out
is
a
like,
baby.
It's like enhanced emotion and stuff.
Yeah.
It might be enhanced like baby making process.
No, just purely the emotion. The impetus to make baby is enhanced.
I bet they can't actually make babies.
You don't know?
They come from
Find
storks.
out.
I mean, they seem oblivious to you and are just enraptured in their love.
I'm watching for an awkward amount of time, thinking to myself.
I mean, they're getting quite frisky. Like they're
I'm trying to
they're
look
just losing
philosophical.
awareness. Yeah, it starts off very romantic, but you can see it's quickly building into a very physical passion.
Can I look around and see if I can sense any more of the giant purple worms or anything dangerous?
I mean, yeah, you can make a nature check. What are you doing? Like putting your ear to the
Just-
ground?
yeah,
like
to see if there's anything else that.
I sense them.
Did you say it wasn't a beast?
I don't believe a purple one is a beast. No. I'll check for you though.
Would it be a giant?
No,
Would it be a giant beast?
Dragon or worm?
it is
It's
a
beast, right?
monstrosity.
Monstrosity.
I'm gonna go over to the lovers and be like,
Like they kind of like it takes them a while, but eventually they kind of separate from their locked lips. They kind of like gently kind of like stroke each other, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Yes, victory, and they kind of look over to you, and
a great victory.
you can see the centaur's hands are like moving his way down her back, and like her hands like stroking his face.
We not only destroyed a worm and kept each other alive,
Yes, and he looks longingly at the woman.
we've brought together.
I kept you. You saved me. No, you saved me. Like,
There's a lot of saving going on.
oh, and then they turn. They forgot about you again. Like, unless you're actively engaging them, their attention just drifts to each other.
You two are bound for eternity, and so are your
Through our
people.
love.
Your people in kind.
Yes, it is an endless love.
This is a very poignant moment that you must share with your people.
And they like look down and they're like, yes, we must tell everyone.
And as a token of an offering just a little bit more than you two making out, maybe you should take some of the trinkets from the worm as an offering to each tribe.
They like look. They're like, yes, it shall be a dowry of the centaur folk. And she's like, no, it shall be our payment. Yes, we shall have a great feast. We shall fund it.
split
We
it
shall
evenly.
trade with future other tribes far from here.
Yes, you should act quickly, really quickly,
Yes.
and just get this underway right now.
We by sunset,
With your wings and your hoofs.
we shall speed at once.
Make haste.
But
fly!
Where first shall we go, my love? We shall go to your people. No, we should go to yours. I wish to offer my deepest apologies to your people. And like it begins a long thing of no
Centaurs.
you, no you, no you,
Go
no
to
you.
the centaurs.
We did talk about perhaps your army aiding us.
Yes, you have given us more than just peace. You have given me my heart. And like looks, and then he's just like, yes, you shall have it. And he takes like a small knife, and he cuts off a large chunk of his hair. He binds it with some rope that he pulls out, and he seems to speak softly to it. And he passes it to you, and he says, "Whisper my name and cast this to the wind, and the centaur forces with plainsfolk shall come to your aid." And then the Aerie plucks one of her feathers from her wings, does a very similar gesture, speaks into it, hands it to Cam. speak my name, and we shall come to your aid as well.
Now, is this one of these tricks? Because I've heard this before. Is it actually me saying my name, or is it your name?
My name.
So, which would be?
Visa.
Visa.
Visa. Yes.
Not my
Speak
name.
the name Visa.
We all got that.
Yes, Karen.
Yes.
Because that's a lot for me to take in. And that's a big response.
Thank you.
All right. We're good.
Okay. No, they wouldn't think of that. Yeah, they're just kind of, again, like they finish speaking to you and they're like, yes, we must. We shall do as these our friends have suggested. We shall travel to my people and tell them at once.
Can I, what check would be required to sort of like check how long a potion lasts for?
It would probably, you can try and make an estimate based on just your general magical knowledge. If you still had the potion in its potion form, you might be able to like discern a bit more, but you don't know. You would need to examine the potion before it was imbibed. You can make an Arcana check to see if just generally you know how long they last.
Can I see if I know?
13.
Because I've actually had
13?
the potion the whole time.
Yeah, again, it would be more like you would need to properly like identify it and stuff like that to know the exact effects. But you can definitely make an Arcana check.
While touching my circlet of intelligence.
Well, you just get your intelligence.
Yeah, that's, you don't have.
So you get a +4. Are you trained in Arcana?
No, 16.
22.
22. So, what did you get, G2?
13.
13. 13 is probably not enough. Potions you've heard can vary. Like some potions are forever, some potions can be days, some potions are instant, and some maybe last the hour. Elora, Reynard with a 16. You know a little bit more about potions. Generally, powerful effects don't tend to last as long unless they are the type of effect that might be permanent. So a potion that makes somebody younger, there's a legendary potion that can make somebody younger, for example, is permanent. It has no duration. It's just you drink it, you get younger. That's it.
Lol, Trelamar.
Those kind of effects are just immediate and just happen. There are some potions, like healing potions are instantaneous. Things like potions of invisibility are instantaneous, but their effects last maybe anywhere between an hour and a day. But generally that's with one person drinking a potion by themselves. Elora, you get the same information, but the difference is you are not certain how, first of all, that is a potion that was created to affect creatures of the material plane. You're not certain how those kinds of effects may change here on Arborea. Definitely there are effects, certainly you know that there's clearly something about the plane which influences emotions. Because of the effects it clearly has, this being some sort of love potion, that could mess with it, you're not sure. Planar magic is a bit weird. Things like if you cast a sleep spell in the Feywild, there is chances it can become a permanent, like it's like a Sleeping Beauty spell, like you can put somebody to sleep permanently, almost in a coma. Here there are things like, you're not sure how long it lasts. Also the fact that they've both drank it and both are under the effects, normally that could cut the time in half, but again, you're not sure how that might influence it. But you suspect the potion originally would have only lasted about an hour.
Things in Arborea, their emotions are heightened, aren't they?
I think we should just wait with them for a little bit. Okay. Just because I don't want someone to go back to the tribe on their own
What if they
when
start,
this thing wears off.
Trying
just keep them.
maneuvers.
What do you mean No.
Do we know how
Just
lucid?
Well, they're getting they're getting ready to leave on the conversation that you had of going and letting the centaurs know about their union. Like all the stuff Cam was saying, like they start moving over to the worm.
maybe we should. So they're getting everything out of the worm still.
Well, they're moving over to it to inspect it.
I'm going to go over to them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can begin to harvest some of this wealth before you go back to your tribes. Show them what's
We were
here.
thinking of taking some, but then bringing our forces back to help us gather it. I mean, this will take a few hours to gather by ourselves, and we have no way of carrying it ourselves as well. It's quite considerable amounts. We were going to take some of the largest gemstones that we can find. They look at you.
I'm just checking their eye dilation.
It's still very wide, like wide dilated eyes.
How'd you-
It's almost like they don't notice that they're touching each other half the time. Like they're like stroking each other, and like you can see them like holding hands, and without even like realizing it, they're drifting closer and together. Occasionally, they just get caught up in looking at each other, and they're just like and they're like looking at each other and smiling, and
Your passion for each other, is that growing?
It grows every second. My heart swells with nothing but my love for Visa. An eye for you, you handsome warrior man.
Is there a chance this could be dangerous?
Yep.
Like,
This is why I excuse us for a moment. Can you just
I think you need a moment
stay?
to
Can
yourselves.
you just
Yes, and
just
they gaze.
gather
They make out.
gather
Make
the
out.
yeah? I want to take these guys aside.
You get the sense
If
that
this-
unless you are talking to them, they basically don't
Yeah.
notice anything around them.
Okay.
Like they're so oblivious to their surroundings while they're under this effect.
If this wears off, when she's back at the centaur camp on her own, and they get angry,
But they made peace before.
they may
drank
not
the potion.
remember that.
It was before they drank the potion.
We were getting there right before it. I don't know what this potion's going to have done to them now. We don't
Well,
know how
it's
it
done
affects
that.
Well, yes, it's done that, but I don't know how much they're going to remember.
It's going to be hard to undo that.
She's like
It is.
got her legs wrapped around his like torso half, and like that she's like hanging off of him, making out. Sorry, I'm having a mint.
But I just don't think that whilst it's great that they have made up, I don't think that it makes sense to send one of them into each other's camp alone
We should
when
escort
this
them.
wears off.
But if it wears off, then they will kill her, and we shall still have
We will not
One
have.
faction.
one
You're
faction.
right. Though it's a butchering, which isn't fair.
It's not fair, and we don't want all the work that we've just done to unite these people just go to waste.
Let's act as bodyguards for her then and go to the centaur camp. Make sure everything's kosher. And then if
What is
she's in
kosher?
danger... Huh?
I'm going to point out one thing, just because I don't think Cam would realise this, but I think it's something Juto, Reynard, and Elora would probably pick up on. You have been here for 3 days now. And obviously that was something where there was some concerns about time. I just want you to be aware that you have spent 3 days in this plane, and that is 3 days away from the material plane. Just
Plus-
as a reminder
It
that
would take
time has
another
passed.
day to go back.
Yes, you know that it takes pretty much a day to go to their lands and another day to come back.
Plus, I need to see, the guys and girls that I was hanging out with just to
No.
say goodbye.
No, we don't have time, Cam. Lady Amy has been waiting for us for days now.
We could just forget about Talisval, you know?
No,
We're in a different plane
we
now.
can't.
No, you're right, we can't. Yeah,
Where
that's
is
a bad
your
idea.
honour?
I lost it for a minute there, yeah, you're right. It's just,
Did Cam Buckland ever have honour? I'm not sure he
Juto
did.
likes to think,
Does Juto really think he has honour? Like a little bit. Okay, yeah, maybe.
we already have the ability to call them to the material plane.
Yes, but if we call
That's
them
true.
both to the material plane and they're both fighting each other, that's going to do us no good.
But it will
Just-
cause at least a distraction.
Yes, but they would still be
We
at
don't
war.
call
There
them
would
at
be
the same
lots of
time.
deaths.
We call them, they'll get ingrained into their fighting.
We should call one side of the battlefield, the other on the other.
Yeah.
And then they will
great.
fight to the middle.
But do you think that they would
That's
answer?
funny.
Do you think that they would answer our call after knowing that we were the ones who may have caused this and caused a leader to be killed?
They know it's for the greater good.
They won't know we did it.
Who else would have done
What
it?
are our options otherwise? What are you suggesting we do?
Try and snap them out of it.
And hope that the love still remains, or
No, just hope that we can reunite them as we did before by talking to them before the potion was ever used.
I will tell you that you suspect, with your 23 that you got on the duration of potions, it is possible to remove magical effects from people. Dispel
Yeah.
magic and things like that will remove the effects of potions.
I say
Anything
leave
that
them to
isn't
it.
instantaneous,
Would
like healing and
lesser
stuff like that.
restoration?
No, it'd be a
No.
dispel magic. Lesser restoration,
Okay.
it's not a poison, it's not harming them. Dispel magic would literally snuff out magic in an area.
Do we want it to wear off naturally or just immediately snuff
I feel
it?
like I just don't want anyone to go into a camp and be overwhelmed, and I think they should be on their own. We were reaching a good point with them. You see what I mean?
I can dispel. Can you dispel?
No.
Because I think we'd have to do them at the same time, because if one's still touching the other one while the other one's dispelled, that could spell disaster. I walk around really proud of myself for a minute.
You do this, you're like,
Oh, I do.
High five. High five me.
What do you invoke duplicity? Just
I can cast
it's only
one
once a
spell
day.
through.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's once a day.
because Cam
You could
totally
minor
would do
illusion
that
like
just
a
for-
shitty illusory can.
just the hand.
Yeah.
Just a hand.
Oh, for that. I thought you meant for the dispelling.
I can assist. It's just I would feel incredibly guilty if she went into that camp and was killed, and then their people were at war again after all of the progress.
Very well. I will dispel them.
Please tell me I'm not alone in worrying about that.
Reinhard and Juto are kind of like looking around.
I see what you're saying, but at the same time,
Kind of grossed out.
I think
Their deaths
They're
would be on
making
our
out.
hands if this.
there's a chance
Tongue.
that the love potion is just enhancing what's already there.
What is Reinhard doing at this point? Like, is he just sitting, listening?
Just looking at the worm a little bit, like
It's like,
I feel like we saved them from one of them dying. If they go back and one of them dies, that's just the original result anyway.
But I don't think they would go back. I think we would go back to the original negotiations where each would go their separate way, and then and report back that their forces were going to work together, rather than being inseparable and therefore going into a situation which is yes, no. I'm just saying I don't want people.
Are we
to
aware
die.
of the sort of time limit we have? Not time
It's
limit
not.
as such.
Well,
but,
yeah, we are.
you're aware of like how many days have passed and
Yes,
stuff.
we
I don't
are.
know. There's no real time limit.
But
It's
do we
just,
know like that? Like we got the warning and everything.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
what warning?
Are we rushed for time?
Yes. Yes.
What warning?
Well,
No, there's been no warning.
There's not a warning, but we know
It's
the
more
longer that
that-
we stay away, the more shit that could happen.
okay.
Yeah,
While we're gone.
it's more the fact that like I mean it was something that you guys mentioned of like when I first said like the day's travel to and fro. It was like we do need to there is stuff happening.
Okay.
The world put it this way. Let me correct it. It was less of a warning that there is time and more that being on a plane does not stop time passing on the material plane.
Yeah.
You don't have infinite time here
Yep.
in terms of like nothing's going to change. Felania has made clear her plans. You know that there is shit with Korak and the vote going down with the council. It's just if
Shit's
you want to
going
spend
down.
if you want to spend time here, it is less time.
In the,
It's more time that things can happen that you have no power to be involved in.
we have been away from the material plane for far too long already, and we have
Considering this was meant to be a
united
quick stop.
the clans. If the elves go to the centaurs and one of them dies, then they've gained victory, and we still have one of their weapons. I think.
But we would have both of them if we could send them on their separate ways to gather their forces and fight with us as allies.
We can't separate them while they're like this.
We can separate them by dispelling things.
I can dispel one of them.
I can do the other.
Okay.
I
Fine.
think. we were
Dispel magic, I
very
believe,
close.
is an area.
Is it an area?
Yep.
120 feet range, one creature or object.
Oh, okay.
You can upgrade it maybe?
When you cast using 4th level, you automatically
One
end
thing, I thought it
effects.
was an area effect. I'm thinking of video games. Yeah, so you can just basically target additional creature.
Yeah.
Just do one each then. Are we in agreement? Just so things
I'm
can
just
get
saying,
moving?
like, if they go back as a unit and one of them dies, we lose one army.
My worry, though, is that if
Potentially
we
two.
immediately rip away the feelings that they're feeling right now, they'll know they were under
An influence.
the influence
By us.
by us.
And that could also cause
If it
them-
gradually wears off, they might not even know that it left.
It might just blossom. Naturally. Then we just gave it that little nudge, that massive nitro boost that was needed.
If it
Shove
wears
in
off
that
slowly,
air
they
in
might
that
not even be
pet-
aware that it had ever happened, and they just continue.
I think it's think that's a good point.
I think we should leave them. We are running out of time.
I don't think we should leave them to go back to each other's tribes alone. I don't think they can do that.
I think, to be honest, if we left them to their own devices, this would be their activity.
That's fine. At least it's not going back to an army of people
Exactly.
with one as an
Therefore,
enemy.
they are safe to leave.
Right now, there is no indication they're going to leave. They're once again getting quite frisky, and they're just so enraptured with each other. It's.
I think they're going to stay here until it wears off, and then they'll make decisions on their own here, and that's down to them.
So we should...
It should seem natural that they're coming to terms with it. Realization kicks in, and at least they're not surrounded by their armies when that's happening. And we can be away from it so that we're not suspect. Solid plan?
I
Who's in
agree.
favor? Me.
For once, I agree.
All right. Makes sense.
So, what would you guys like to do?
I think I can hear Lady Amy raising her arm.
Wing.
She might be human form at the moment. We good with that?
You've outvoted me regardless of what I think, so.
I've got 2 arms up now, so it's 2
Invoke
votes.
duplicity.
2 votes. Very well. I think time is of the essence.
Okay.
What
What do you guys want to do?
We have more forces that we need to recruit.
Well, we do have
Cam,
both.
can you tell them both to stay here?
I don't think. Like, I'm just pointing and I'm kind of like.
They're like
I don't
rolling around
think,
on the ground
like,
at this
yes,
point.
but if they,
I
we
don't
don't
think
know.
they have any other plans right
But
now.
we did just tell them to go back to another camp, so I
Yeah,
just
they're
wanted
not moving.
take
I'm
that
gonna walk
back.
up to them.
There's noises.
It's very
Like
important.
they've stripped as well. Like there's like whatever clothing they had is gone.
That's what you
I'd
said.
love to imagine a centaur.
The centaur is a
tuxedo.
bit different because he'd never really had clothes to begin with.
I just pictured a centaur tuxedo that stretches all the way along.
He's taking his
and
little
has
shoes
little
off.
cuffs on each.
Doesn't have that.
He's taking his hat off.
Cam laughs for a moment with this image in his head, and then turns to the task at hand.
Sorry.
My apologies, my friend.
Do you mind
We're so
waiting
enraptured.
here with each other for an extended period of time, alone, together, in this really quaint place?
What for?
Just to scout the area while we head up the mountain, to make sure that no more worms come.
So, I mean, yeah, you can give me a deception with advantage because, like,
Persuasion?
I mean, even a persuasion, yeah.
Or
I mean,
deception.
it's more of a deception because you're lying, but you have advantage. regardless.
13.
With advantage.
Advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah. The
16.
I mean, he's just like, yes, we can wait. I'm sure we can find something to do. Just chuckles to himself.
I'm sure you can.
Lisa laughs as well.
It's nice to see these 2 warring tribes finally, you know.
It is all the years of anguish finally set aside has turned into ravenous lust.
Maybe you should write that down on parchment.
Can I actually
in front of
write?
you.
Can I?
None.
Like a contract.
I have nothing to write with. We don't carry such items.
You're naked as well, huh?
Can I write something to them both?
Yeah.
That just basically outlines what the agreements that have been made between both them as tribes and
do it on their
us.
It'll take you like 20 minutes to
Tattoos
just
them.
like get.
Yeah, I do.
And then you have to match up their arms for it to...
You can write on a parchment. Do
Yeah,
do
I'm
any of you
gonna-
have parchment?
I did, but it burned in lava.
Well, you could have replaced it, but you know.
I replaced it alongside my inkwell and feather.
No. You're
We
all
just-
running with very little gear.
I
'cause
think
you
we
were
just
burnt.
have to trust them on their honour, which they both hold.
They do
very
have
Oh
their
yes, honor. Making out.
Do not forget this.
Do not.
Sacred bond.
Yes.
Do not forget what you've achieved today.
We can never forget this.
Even
She
if
touches
this-
his face.
Honeymoon phase ends.
It will never end.
Okay.
My
Good.
love is complete and endless.
Perfect. I hope you have a very happy, long...
As long as I am with Visa, I will forever be happy.
I know you will. I know. Okay, let's go.
As soon as you walk away, back to making out.
Great. They're like an anchor on the ship of love.
You are now at the base of the large elemental mountain, giant worm carcass, and the 2 figures up to business.
Just echoing.
Does a little bit. They're both quite noisy at the activity.
Is love always this disgusting?
There's a lot more liquid. At least when I do it.
I'm gonna get the bronze griffin out and fly to the top of it.
You just leave the three of them and just fly up.
I'm just gonna cast fire on my Doslu and just.
Oh.
If you fly straight for a minute, you'll be able to get to the top.
Yeah, I've got 10 minutes.
Like 10 minutes, yeah, easy.
Where did she get that potion?
The love potion.
Yeah.
It's from an old man.
You don't know that.
You don't know
that.
at all.
The two of you don't know
You
where she got
actually
it from.
don't even know who it was for.
No, you just
I have
she
no
just
idea.
pulled this potion out. Like you know that she Juto and Elora knew about it.
We did say during part of the battle.
Elora said she had a potion.
Yeah, but when we started the battle, as a bit of our banter, I was like, that was meant for you two.
Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
Did I hear that, or was I?
Yeah, I said it in front of you.
I would say that if at this point Chris Trott doesn't remember, Cam Buckland doesn't remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I
I'm good with
also
Cam
don't
not
remember,
remembering.
So there you go. So
have
the
no
two of you
idea.
have forgotten about that small line.
And I'm up to.
I've already scaled the mountain today, so have you got any quick? I would do it, but I just don't want to show you what. That's all I'm saying.
I just remember you launching me through some door.
That was
on
me.
the mountain.
You probably passed out from the fear of the worm. I carried you on my back to the top.
There's lots of noises.
I carried you on my
We need
back.
to leave right now.
We do.
But you're actually not yelling, but you're it's very distracting.
Okay.
You gonna try and climb?
Lady Amy?
I can.
Hey! At this enormous Everest-style mountain.
Maybe they'll bring
I'll-
Lady Amy top.
After about 6-7 minutes, I'd say you two probably reach the top,
Yeah.
flying up, you
I
get
swear
through the
Laura had a
clouds.
bronze griffin or something. Nah.
You watch it.
Well, you
Just-
watch the bronze griffin flying up towards the top of the mountain.
I'll probably.
You descend through the cloud coverage and land on the top of the plateau. You can see Lady Amy is actually sat on a kind of... There's a small low table that Lady Amy kind of is sat at on the ground with a mat underneath it, and a middle-aged Master Guan Yin. So not the elderly figure that you met before, but not the incredibly athletic, young, fit woman that you fought against, Elora. A kind of woman who looks like quite motherly in a middle-aged kind of period. Same tattoos, same kind of frizzy hair, but now it's kind of in a different style. Is just sat there pouring tea, and her and Lady Amy are talking. They're like... And Lady Amy is like, oh, you've returned. I was beginning to worry, I sent some messages, but I wasn't sure. I figured that you might be safe. I didn't get any impressions. I've been trying to scry on you just to make sure you're okay, but it's very difficult here, unfortunately. I assured Lady Amy that you were both well.
I'm bowing deeply to Guan Yin.
Guan Yin just nods. Where are the gentlemen who were with you?
Having trouble climbing the mountain currently. We thought that maybe we could pick them up on the way down instead.
Lady Amy's like, no, I'll go and fetch them. It will be good practice for me anyway. And she kind of dusts herself off, literally jumps off the side, and then a huge dragon flies down. And Guan Yin is like, well, the two of you can join me for some tea while we wait. And then she pours out, she seems to pull out cups from nowhere, and just lays them tiny little kind of sake cups and pours out green tea. And it's just like, come, sit, you've had a long travel. And gestures to you. The two of you, what did you get in your athletics checks?
Not a lot.
Natural one.
Natural one.
14.
14. Cam's actually making his way up, but this is not easy. It's really hard. It's taking you a long time. You're constantly looking around for footholds. Reynard, you look down. He's like,
God, just grab a rock. Just grab any rock. You gotta
just yelling.
gotta leave the ground.
Why don't you just use your dimensional door thing again?
Because I've already used it twice.
Twice.
I mean, once. Once.
And then the dragon swoops down, flies down from the clouds, kind of lands near the ground. She's big enough that her head is still up near where you're climbing.
Lady Amy.
Camulus!
Oh, well, I was going to climb to the top.
Oh,
Bit of a
alright, I'll
morning
just
workout.
take Reynard, and she scoops
It's
the rock in
okay,
her claw and then puts it on her back.
I'm bored.
And she holds her claw out next to the rocks.
hop on.
And she's going to crawl onto
Just
her
like-
hand.
Like a sloth.
She like puts you on her back and then
Nice.
flies you up. You can see that her flying is not very fast, but is perhaps a little bit more confident than it was before. But
getting
she
good at
is
this.
not very fast. She's like, whoa, and occasionally like she kind of wobbles a little bit on an updraft and then kind of flaps away up.
You're more stable than you were.
It has been 3 days. I've tried to put a bit of practice in.
You're getting better every day. Unlike Reynard climbing.
I feel really sick.
You rely far too much on that floating sword.
I'm too busy like trying to hang on and just feeling really like, oh.
The dragon bursts through the cloud coverage, like drops you off onto the plateau where you can see the others are sat down, and then transforms back into Lady Amy. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen. Please come sit.
Who
Who are you?
that?
I am Master Guan Yin, of course.
Whoa.
Do you not
How
remember
long have
me?
we been here?
Oh, a very long time.
What? Have we?
Yes. Do you not feel older and wiser?
I don't look as
Do you
old
not
as...
feel you have learned while you have been here?
Cam, you've got wrinkles and grey hair.
My arms look the same.
Perhaps
Oh,
you
you
see.
You look way older, actually.
No,
Yeah.
you look at least
You
90.
look world weary.
Perhaps you see yourself as the man you think you are, not as the one you are.
Honestly, I've just been trying to talk to two lovebirds making out. One's a centaur and one's a winged elf.
So you have brought the warring tribes together.
Yeah. Well, we all did.
Interesting. How did you accomplish such a feat?
That's a point, actually. Alora, meaning to ask. This potion you used,
I didn't use a potion.
this potion we used, where did you, who
I was given it by Alfred.
What for?
Never mind. I'm not going to tell.
I'm kind of like,
Must have been for Juto and Korak.
Wait, I know who it's for. It's an Elise tree. I say that really loudly.
Actually, Cam, it was
Hissing.
meant for you and someone else.
I don't need it.
You don't have much luck, do you? With
What? Did you not see me with the winged elves?
Oh, it must have been for Cam and literally any woman ever.
There's a difference between the pleasures of physicality and the difference of love,
What?
Winner says.
That's
Juto's
not what
just
the
dying.
centaur and the winged elf taught me.
Interesting.
They went
Mad-
very physical
Yes.
immediately under the influence.
Perhaps the potion does not simulate love, but something else.
Well, they simulated a lot of things down there, that's for sure. I can still
sure.
hear it, in fact.
Trust me, nobody can hear it better than me.
I see it when I close my eyes.
You're a pervert.
how dare you?
She just like smirks. She's got like a little smile on her face.
Is that allowed here?
Is what allowed here? Anything is allowed here in Arborea. I'm surprised you did not learn this during your activities with the winged elves, with the Aerie.
That's true. That's true.
Arborea is a land of passions where one can be who they truly are.
Have we gained
so
a
you
bone?
do know everything that we have done on our travels through the plane.
I am aware of things near my mountain. I have a certain awareness that occurs. I will keep an eye on the two lovebirds.
Please
but
do. I didn't want to use the potion at all.
I am aware, Lady Alora, you took a very valiant stand in efforts. Your companions took a faster route, but results are results.
I'm just kind of like scuffing my foot around the floor, just being like, I did something disapproving of the teacher.
No, she doesn't seem disapproving. She's just like, I make no judgments. Your
still
choice,
scuffing my
your
foot.
choice of this matter was yours. I would not care if you had killed one of the others. At the end of the day, you have acquired what you wanted. Yes, you have got allies for your fight.
We've got a feather and a... What's the other thing?
Hair.
A hair?
It was a knife.
A knife?
Juto has learnt the further parts of her training in the elemental stances. I have no more cares for this than this.
I have one more favor to ask, Master.
You ask much, young student.
It is an odd request. Where we are about to go, we are going to face many perils. I ask, may you look after my friend? And then I'm going to get out my little chinchilla.
Oh my god, he's still alive.
I'll say he's still alive. There's probably been many chances I should have
Just
rolled to
like a
see if he
mush.
was alive.
Roadkill.
Could you bring this back to life?
She like smirks. It's like, interesting that you have managed to keep such a creature alive for so long, knowing that you're past. She like gestures, place him on the ground. He will find a good home here. He kind of sniffles around and
I'm
then
just gonna, like,
scoots
give him
across a little
Give him a
chinchilla.
goodbye scratch.
Yeah, he kind of like scratches ears, like he like perks up and looks around, and then he seems to head off towards the vegetable patches and things like that. That Guanyin has got.
Oh.
And she just kind of like looks over, smirks, looks at you, with a kind of curiousness about it.
He is a pet. Apparently they bring you happiness.
It depends on the pet, but yes, they are. It is more the companionship that brings one happiness. Having a creature that is reliant upon you for protection and help, but also for companionship and friendship.
He is
I believe that you have another one of such creatures, and she gestures to Cam.
I don't have one.
Incidentally, his name is Cam too. I just point him.
Perhaps I will think of a name that I will not. That I will relish calling it, rather. But
He does tricks.
interesting. She like nods and says, if you enjoy keeping the creature, you should keep it. You should not leave it here.
I worry for his safety.
Fair enough. She kind of like nods around.
And I feel like perhaps I may return.
Of course. Well, now that you know that there are beings that can bring you to this place, you are welcome to return anytime you wish to practice and learn. So, when you are ready,
That
she sips her
chinchilla
tea.
is going to have the best life. And I'm so jealous. Gets to hang out with the winged elves. And hang out on the top of a mountain. Can we trade?
Maybe when
It is likely, Cam Buckland, given your nature, that when you perish, you will return to this plane as well.
What? How?
Well, your spirit will come here.
Why?
You feel an affinity for this place, yes? The winged elves, it is. You feel that this place is perfect.
It's pretty great.
Then it is attuned to your very being, and when your spirit dies, it will come here.
Can I speed up the process, or can I just...
You can stay here as a mortal, of course, as well, but just as an advisor, it is likely where your spirit will ascend to when your soul leaves your body. Unless your patron has certain plans for you, in which case I cannot speak to the whims of the gods.
She's probably going to make me some sort of king. In the
Perhaps.
afterlife, I assume.
Perhaps.
Maybe
Your god is one that I do not have issues with. I believe that Lady Evandre is...
Oh, she's great.
she is one of the better ones.
She's fantastic.
She's not bad.
I spoke to her the other day. Did you know?
I did not. I also think you have gotten the impression that I care.
I'm going to go sit with Chinchilla
He's just like nibbling on like a carrot that he's like pulled out of the ground.
while everyone prepares to leave.
Cute!
Yeah.
Lady Amy's just like, well, I'm ready to go whenever everyone else is. I've been ready for the last few days. All my spells are ready. I can be quite good to get back. It's Talisvar. I'm a bit worried about everything that's... It's just be quite good. But I didn't want to rush you. I knew that you had important business here.
we should check how Korak's campaign is going.
Yes.
I suppose you've had no information from the material plane while being here.
It is difficult to scry on the material plane. I have attempted it, and I have scryed on Korak himself, as it is. There's a connection there which is easier for me to maintain. For no reason. It's just we know each other quite well, and she kind of like looks down. But he is. There have been some developments. He has gained some allies from the city. Individuals I don't believe I know personally. But he has gained some allies, and they are beginning their campaigning around the city. But there are also concerns from other parties as well. So.
Wow, we should go and find out what's been happening.
Well, I'm ready to take you back when you're ready. Is everyone ready?
Gito, is there anything else you want to do before we leave?
I am ready.
Okay.
Pat Chinchilla. A bit harder than you should.
Makes a noise.
And then get up. That's to Guanyin.
Guanyin kind of like gets up, adjusts herself, looks around, bows her head. Good luck with your battle against this woman. From what I've heard and what I know from Lady Amy, it is likely to be a difficult one. But considering your prowess against myself and what you've accomplished here, you are certainly in a better position than many to deal with it. She bows her head.
I bow my head.
Be true to yourselves and true to your passions. She just gives you a nod, and then she kind of steps back. Lady Amy holds out her hands.
Boom.
She only takes one, and then she takes the other one
I was
away.
trying to get both.
No, she takes one, and then she's like offering the other one out to Juto or Laura and
I'll take
Reynard.
that.
You all join hands. She begins muttering the prayer in Draconic. You begin to hear this kind of guttural, lizardish language out from her thing, and then you feel that same sensation of your body moving at an incredible speed, like moving faster than you should ever be able to. Faster than flight, faster than magic, faster than being. And then in a sudden kind of pop noise and a sudden blur of motion, you find yourself standing in the small tranquil gardens of the Temple of Bahamut. I will say it right one day.
It's going to fall over.
There is, you kind of like, as you send, there are pebbles and things that go scattering as soon as you land, disturbing the beautifully raked kind of pebbles that had been there. And you hear a few kind of sharp cries as a few priests poke their heads in, and then just kind of, and then just go on their business as they see it's you lot.
You lot.
Literally the troublemakers that come and keep disturbing their prayers and things
And
like
the
that.
garden.
Yeah.
Their stone garden.
Yeah, the garden that you keep fucking using for secret meetings and Cassandra uses for fucking training.
And I used to train Camchilla, so
Yeah.
it's little
It's like
Camchilla
poops.
yeah.
Little droppings everywhere.
Droppings everywhere. And you find yourselves there. Lady Amy takes a few deep breaths. It's like, it's good to be back.
Oh, it's kind of dull.
I would like Cam Buckland and Juto to make charisma saving throws. Technically, everybody should make them, but I'm going to do a bit of homebrew on this one.
Natural 1. Wow.
9.
You're both.
You both have an immediate and intense longing to return to Arborea. This plane feels dull and grey and just miserable, and you feel constrained, like you can't just do whatever you want anymore. Like you're very keen to go back as soon as you possibly can.
I mean, I kind of feel like Juto would already sort of be a bit disillusioned with this world, but now that she
But then it
knows that
feels
there's
that there is a kind of
somewhere to go.
and it's you feel an intense longing for that.
Like
plane.
she was at a loss to belong before, and now she's found somewhere that she feels she belongs.
Yeah. Both being, you and Cam are both very chaotic, ruled by your emotions people, and so Arborea has a certain draw for you that you would like to return to.
I'm just going to sigh and feel a bit sad and pat my pouch where Camchilla was.
Oh, Talis Val, finally. Amy, can I ask, how are you feeling right now?
Well?
Not ecstatic, not deeply depressed, just fine?
Yes.
Exactly how I like it. We're back in the material plane, finally.
I think I left something on the mountain.
Oh
If you could-
dear.
Yeah, it's like
What did you leave?
all my weapons.
She points at the knives on your belt.
No,
It's like, no, you've got them
There was
there.
like 3 or 4 others that I think I heard.
But they
them
weren't your
drop.
magical one. They were just normal ones.
Cam, you never use them. It's fine.
Well, I could use them. It's the big fight.
Oh, no. What fight?
The big fight that's coming up.
Oh, we can get... Smith can make you some more daggers.
It's the same there. I've worn them in.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't cast it again for a whole day. It's nothing else.
If there's anything you can do.
Not till tomorrow, Cam.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We're not
Alright.
going back, Cam. There's no time.
Well,
It would take 2 days because Amy would have to rest again.
but you know, just
Fine.
so you know.
The elves
We'll
prefer
get more
me
daggers.
anyway. Remember, 9 out of 10, you were like a, what was it, a 3 or 4? I can't remember exactly what they said, but
Look, it could be the other way where 1 is the best.
yeah, 9.
Anyway,
I think they said 9 was better.
it's overclouded. I want to go inside. So, whatever. And I walk away.
Yeah, you kind of walk away and you head inside the temple, and there's still just this kind of... I mean, the temple's even worse. Like, just like the priests are moving around in such a rigid formation. You can hear the droning of their prayers. You're like, it's just, it's irritating you.
I'm going to walk out the front doors then.
And the city at least has a sort of bustling emotive to it that feels more lively.
The world was so much more alive there.
I think I'm gone at this point. I don't know if I can.
I want to go and.
Lady Amy's just like, I'm just going. And she like just walks. She walks off basically. Like, but it's that kind of like, well, if you need anything, I'm going to the priests. I'm going to make sure that everything's been all right. I should probably check with Korak and make sure everything's well as well.
Say hi to Korak.
Yes, we will.
I'm just going to come try and
inform
find.
you.
I'm just going to leave her to walk away. I'm going to walk and try and find Cassandra.
Okay.
Stay safe. Amy.
I want to give her a hug first and
And-
say thank you to her for
She
taking
just like
us
hugs. She
to
just
the.
embraces you fully. Again, sort of like just engulfs you into the chest, and then just is like, "Oh, it's fine, of course, anything. You know, if any way that I can repay you and the others." She looks at Raynor and is like, "Again, Mr. Ferrahorn, please remember, nobody must know about my abilities."
Oh, of course. No, I
Okay.
was just saying. Just,
Gotcha.
use protection. But stay safe.
What?
Be fine. You'll
No, of course,
carry
yes. I will go. Yes.
on. Goodbye.
Okay. And then she just wanders off. And she whispers like, "I'm very strong. It's fine." Like she just doesn't process,
Goodbye.
leaving you two the three of you in an awkward sort of standing there. So you want to go try and find Cassandra.
Yeah,
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
basically.
I just want to make sure the place hasn't burned down and been raided yet.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to head for Alfred.
He's probably at Champion's Hold.
That's where I'm going.
Okay.
He's got a way to get back to Arborea, so I'm going there.
Okay. Juto?
I'm just gonna stand there, just feeling a bit
Like-
lost and a bit. I don't really know.
Everyone
what to
goes
do.
on their separate ways.
I might tug her with me.
Like I can kind of still smell Arborian in that.
Yeah, it's like has that kind of that fresh nature smell. This smells like a city. This smells of
Yeah, and I hate cities.
Yeah.
I like the openness and.
just open wilderness and
Yeah.
free living. Also known as the hippie plain.
Okay.
That's why Ken
not
loves
really
it so
known.
much.
I
I
Super
like the
hippie town.
centaurs. I like
Yeah.
their honor and.
Battle.
I just feel super at home, so I'm just going around just asking people how they're feeling and just being like a little bit happier when people say they're just feeling fine.
Yeah, well, people. Not everybody tells you that they're feeling fine. Some people are scared. Like as you're making your way around the city, people start talking to you about this vote that they've just begun hearing about, and you learn that that Korak and the council are basically at odds with each other. They're afraid. Like they're like, Korak was the one that set it up. We don't know who to trust. We don't know who to believe in. You know, the Broken Sky have still been attacking. There have been several kind of attacks out in the town squares. But people are also they don't know what the future means now. They're uncertain. But then you meet people that are like, down with the council, fucking Korak, woo! And they're just like really pumped and amped up. You see that the guilds are not on strike, but they're refusing to serve people that aren't members of the guilds. Like the city's in a pretty weird place right now. It's very conflicted. You heading out into towards Champion's Hold, you see far more of the people who are pro-council. Lots of merchants who are basically no longer open to just anybody. Like they're literally turning people away. There are large groups of the guardsmen, like the City Watch and things like that are keeping out protesters and things like that are like, down with the council, boo, and like they're literally with shields like holding them back, pushing them away. And you see a lot more of that. And as you get closer, you start to get a lot more people watching you, like especially the guards. And eventually some of them come up and say like, excuse me, sir, you can't just walk in here.
Oh, I can.
You can't though.
I can.
They're
I
like,
should be able to.
They're like moving in your way, and they're like, no,
No one
you
gets
can't.
in my way in Arborea. All right.
I don't. What do you?
Just what does it matter?
Are you drunk, sir?
No.
They're like
I'm not
trying to
drunk.
smell your breath. Are you drunk?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
They're like checking him out. They're like, well, you can't come in.
What's the point of being a guard? You know, all you ever do is stand there all day. Just
Protecting people.
from what?
Like-
From other people.
Yes.
And then
From
what?
other people.
What's going to happen?
They might
know?
kill them.
So
What do you mean so?
death happens. You know, it's the nature of things. What are you to stand in the way of anything happening?
One of them puts his arm on your arm, and he's like, I think you need to come with us
Why?
because we're telling you to.
But I want to go that way.
They're like, nope. I think you should come with us.
What? Why?
Because I think you are either a risk to yourself or you could be a risk to other
Do
people.
I look like a risk?
They like look down. I think you could be a risk to yourself, sir.
I'm not a risk to myself. You're a risk to excitement and fun. You're boring.
Like, he's either drunk or he's on drugs or something. He needs to, they're like, right, come with us, and they're starting to pull you away. You just let them?
Yeah, I guess if I resist.
Whoa, what does Ken want to do?
I'd probably shrug him off.
Okay.
And then start running.
Acrobatics?
9 plus 7.
Yeah, You easily, just an old sort of buckling trick of, he's got your arm, and then you kind of just go loose, and you're like, oh, you go walk with him, and you wait for his grip to loosen, and then just, whoop!
I'm a free bird!
And you just start running. They're like, come back! And, a bunch of the guys start chasing after you. They're obviously wearing, breastplate, you're not, and you're just running away quite happily. And you dart through the cities. It feels actually quite good, to just kind of rebel against that authority and run free like you're on Arborea again. You knock over carts of apples in their way. You're like, ha! And just carry on running.
I'd definitely do that.
Yeah, and you just start
Cause
a chase.
chaos on the way back to the temple.
Yeah, basically, you're causing chaos. Are you heading back to the Temple of Bahamut?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start making your way there.
I'm not really thinking about where I'm going, but I'm just naturally gravitating towards...
Okay. Feet are leading you back that way. Elora, do you take Juto with you in the end?
I think
you'd encourage her to come with you?
She would probably look at Juto and recognise that, Elora just had a very, very brief visit to her home and had to leave it, and she sensed that Juto felt like that
Guan Yin was obviously somebody...
with Guan Yin was important to her. And so she kind of senses that she feels a little bit like the same, so she takes her with her. And I'm not saying anything, just doing the usual, she'll just druidcraft a little flower, put it in your hair, and not say anything else, and just take you along.
So you two try and find Cassandra. You actually don't find her in the temple. When you ask around, you find out that she is basically... The temple, because Korak is out doing dangerous work, he doesn't necessarily have the same protection as the City Watch and the Council. So the Temple of Bahamut, despite the High Priest being reluctant to the idea, have basically assigned Cassandra and some of her squires to be Korak's protectors. And to follow him around, basically, as well as all the other kind of people that he's kind of gaining as allies. And so, because he trusts Cassandra the most, she's kind of leading that and when walking around with him and doing business that he needs to do. The last he heard was Korak was going to meet with several parts of the guild, the various guilds, to talk about, their support in the upcoming votes and things like that. But they don't know where. It could be anywhere out in the city.
Ooh. Okay. Is Reynard still around?
Where is Reynard? You just wandered off into the city, right?
I don't know, I was sort of speaking to people and just sort of coasting around, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's a wide area, there's little shopping plazas and stuff near the temple, and you can see that, people are trying to go about their lives, but it is a little bit mixed and just, everyone's feeling a bit sort of lost and a bit confused and not quite certain what the future holds.
Just like Juto.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't have a task, so I'm
Buy
just...
some parchment.
I'd like to buy some parchment.
Just parchment.
An inkwell.
Would you? Okay. Well, players, you've got your gold. Pick up a player's handbook and pretty much anything on the equipment list you can buy.
Cool. I'd like
spend
to buy
gold.
I might just refill all the
Talisman
stuff I've lost.
Mall.
I mean, the Townsville is a huge city. It's not hard to go and find generic adventuring
Just thought of
supplies and
something.
things.
I'm going to buy a net. I haven't had one since the first
The
time.
alligator.
Your very first episodes, yeah. Well, you can go and buy any equipment as you need be. And we are going to take a break there as it is 6:30.
Wow.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will continue resolving various RP stuff and maybe other things.
A little bit RP.
Bye, see you in 5 minutes!
Bye.
Welcome back. Oh wow. That was some energy there, Chris Trott, thank you. We're back after that short break, and it's shenanigans in Talasval as always. When last we left, Cam Buckland was running from some guards that he'd upset. Surprise, surprise.
Classic Cam.
Elora and Juto were trying to find Cassandra and had been informed that Cassandra was out with Korak as sort of semi-security, and Reynard was making his way back to the temple.
Yeah, sure, that's where I last saw everyone. And I just refilled all my stuff that's been crossed
and
off.
yeah, you bought some like random stuff like crossbow bolts and nets and all sorts of good things. Trinkets. When you arrive back, Cam, you have lost some of the guards by like running and weaving through streets and things like that, and you kind of make your way back to the temple.
The old ways.
The old ways, using your Buckland treachery.
Yeah.
And you notice a familiar small boy out on the steps of the temple. He wears a little waistcoat vest, and he's got a little fez, and he's kind of semi-blue.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
And he like looks at you with cold, dead eyes. Mr. Buckland.
I'm just gonna swish my dagger at him.
Goes through him.
I don't care about anything anymore. Little boy. Where are you gonna take me to your genie, man?
Yes.
Am I there as well?
Yeah.
Have you met Genie?
Yeah,
before?
these you guys are all there. Like this is he's there with all of you at this
But
point.
Tom hasn't met him.
Who is
Tom doesn't know the wonder.
This is a cloud.
a cloud?
It's a little
This boy's made of a cloud.
Nice
He's
to meet
like
you, Cloud.
he stares at you with just empty, dead eyes. He looks at your hand.
He's made of.
Please come with
made
me.
of cloud.
He is here to take us to hell.
You just spent all your money, didn't you?
Hell?
No, I just
Yes.
spent a little bit.
Hell?
Yes, he's taking us to hell.
I'm taking you to see my master.
You
He's
did
one
some
of
bad
those-
things in your past, didn't you, Reynard?
No.
This is
Catching up.
time.
Please come with me.
His master is one of the most feared demons.
I think I would not
Have you
like
made your
to go-
peace, Reynard?
I have not, actually.
Well, it's too late.
I'm going to go and...
Come on, Raina.
Very well.
Oh, you can't
Come on,
avoid
Reynard.
death.
on, Reynard.
I'm gonna grip one arm.
Yeah.
Why do you all want to go with this?
I'm stronger than
Boy
Reynard.
starts
I
walking
will
off.
grab it.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
My master looks forward to seeing you once more.
Yeah, come on. We've been there before. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Takes you through the streets and he leads you to another kind of rich townhouse kind of nestled between two other buildings that doesn't quite seem right. You kind of make your way up through this bluish tinted stone. You make your way through. It smells a faint sort of like herbs and incense. And the boy opens the door and steps through.
Smells like winged elf lubricant.
Seems to lead into like an empty manor house.
I go in.
Yep.
As soon as
Anywhere
Cam
better
steps
than
over the
here.
threshold, his body vanishes.
You three have got this, haven't you? So,
Come on. I'm stronger than you, so
No,
I'm
I
gonna
really
just
don't
push
know.
him
You
through.
just throw him through.
Yeah.
As soon as you go through the threshold, you kind of feel yourself go through, and you are suddenly in a steam room, like a hot sauna steam room, and you can see in front of you quite the sight. A beautiful white marble stone like baths, like spa bath. Inside of which is sat a very portly, blue-skinned man. He has like a turban on his head with a gemstone, like a blue sapphire. He's completely naked, big hairy arms, loads of rings on his fingers and necklaces, and surrounding him are some of the most beautiful women you've ever seen. There are plates full of food. Cam is just eating grapes, just stuffing his mouth full of cloud grapes.
Cloud great.
And then throwing the plates on the floor.
And they just turn to cloud. They literally just... he's like, oh, welcome, new friend. Welcome, step in, step in. Would you care to join me in the bath?
Listen, I've made a few mistakes in my past.
And then Laura and Juto step through.
But I've tried to be valiant. I've tried to
Oh,
be a
good for
person.
you. Excellent. Good news. Come, join bath.
He's still
Join
going
me.
to kill you, Reynard.
Strip off. It is all relaxed here. Look at Mr. Buckland.
Please don't
Mr.
strip
Buckland,
off.
jump in.
Please
The women
don't
are
strip
frightened
off.
by it. They will drink
Cam's
the blood.
naked.
I don't
Yeah.
want
Please
to
don't
be
strip
here.
off. Don't get in the bed.
Oh, it's lovely. The bath water is cooling and just...
I'm clicking.
What do you want?
Servants!
What do you wish?
I've got a little thing.
Grapes?
Right, no, just can you make a fake cloud weapon? Just a really big long spear.
Are you whispering this to Thingy? He like clicks his fingers and like a spear kind of materializes next to you.
It is an honor to do your duties for you. And I throw it right at Reynard's chest.
You go to dodge. Make an attack roll just to see if you hit the AC. Treat it like a dagger.
Plus 9. 15.
15?
15 is my
I see. You go to dodge with this spear. It's about to pierce you in the chest and just turns to cloud and just steam. He looks as though he has soiled himself. Come clean yourself up, strange man.
Don't get the bath. Use a B-day.
It's like you. And he like clicks and like clouds turn into people that come over and they start helping you. Like literally cleaning you.
Why? Who?
Why have you brought this strange man? Is he some peasant that you have brought with you to torment?
No, he is one
A
of our
meat
friends
shield.
now.
Oh, do not tell me he has replaced the handsome drow. What is this?
handsome drow
What a
has-
letdown!
Replaced is a strong word.
Ah.
I return.
The handsome drow has unfortunately had to take care of some of his own business.
That
in the
is a shame.
Underdark.
His prank on Mr. Buckland is still one of my favorite memories.
Ah,
You
yes.
are some of my favorite customers.
He doesn't need to know about that.
I made his penis very small. Very small.
That's a lasting spell. I assume.
Trelamar actually
No,
asked him
It
to
was
cast
temporary.
it.
Could I ask the same?
Ask what? No. That was a one-time joke.
He's
I'm
not
done
very
with it.
original.
Okay.
What is your name, human?
It's Reynard, sir.
Okay, he gets up and you can see he's basically like cloud form, like instead of legs. And he's like, oh, and then he clicks his fingers and 2 legs pop out with like trousers, like little shorts. And he wades through the water, he steps out, instantly becomes dry, and then just grabs your hand and shakes it vigorously. He's like, I am Salabalat, I am a djinn.
A gin?
Have you heard of my kind?
It's probably like history or something, I guess. Like.
Yeah, history.
20.
20, he's a genie. You've heard the legendary stories of genies granting wishes,
A genie?
incredibly powerful. They come from the elemental plane of air.
Granting wishes.
Well, always with the wishes. I do not grant wishes anymore. But I am in the business of making dreams come true through magic items.
Dreams come true. This isn't how.
He's a trader.
I trade magical artifacts. And scrolls and potions and gemstones and gold and all of that strange material wealth that you deal with.
I see.
He loves the
Some
magical
people in
stuff.
other planes give me lots of things for it.
I understand.
My good friends, good customers.
I trusted you, Alora.
It
I
was.
expected this from
It
Cam.
was. Juto said hell, not me.
No. No, here I do not want a mess on my floor.
It's a
Hey,
cloud.
it's good. It's a nice
It's still
thing.
my floor. It may be a cloud, but it's my
We've
class.
been through a lot of
We
stuff.
have, but this is a good thing.
Okay.
It is just too much fun.
We're completely
I
straight.
love the child demon. She makes me laugh. What a riot.
Well, in that case, I believe I presented myself in the wrong way. See, I was tricked by my friends here.
Hilarious.
It's very funny, yes. I am Reynard Fairhorn. It's
Oh,
lovely
good.
to meet you.
Yes, you are human. You are kind of boring. You are the most boring of your plane. Very boring. My good friends, I have something to offer you. New business venture that I am planning. Before we have traded items, but we have traded before. We have done many dealings. You bring me excellent objects.
We have paraded
wonders.
fine artifacts.
As have I.
Yeah.
Before, when we last met, you were very indecisive. You did not know if you wanted this or that or this or that. I offer you something new. I have a new item. It is some sort of cube, begins with an H, I do not know. And he pulls out a small floating cube with different sides. I can place items in here, and then it creates new items that are more powerful, depending on the number of things you put in it. It combines magical power and creates new things. It's very exciting.
Wow.
What's the catalyst for this? We put the item in. What else do we need to add?
Other items, normally. Otherwise, you get something which is of less value. If you place one item in, you will get something different but of less value. If you put 2 items in, you generally get something of more value. But it depends on how powerful and how valuable the items you place upon it are.
Me?
What?
I want to go first.
No, you do not put people in the cube.
I never thought of that.
We do not put people in the cube.
We could put. If we had Cam Chiller, we could have put him in
I can
with
see
Reynard.
that you have. No, you don't put living things. It is for items. It is for powerful magical artifacts.
I will go first. I want to go first.
I would
Pick
never
me.
do that to my
Cam,
chinchilla.
what are you
One sec.
trading?
First of all, I noticed that you already have many new things. Miss Judo has a flying stone, an ion stone, I believe. I can see that you carry. This is not magical armor. That does not interest me. What do you have? This new sword. I like this.
I have Scale Breaker.
Oh, it has a name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Excellent.
It's pretty useless for me, actually.
Yes.
The dragons.
We know I always said I will obviously always trade purely money for money. If you do not wish to use the cube,
I want to use the cube.
you wish to use the cube.
Yes.
Very well. What would you like to offer the cube?
I'm gonna put Nimbus with Scale Breaker.
Remind me, Nimbus is +2 dagger
Yeah.
that returns when thrown.
Yeah.
Okay, and Scalebreaker is a +1 dragon slaying short sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see what happens.
Interesting.
What happens is Mark decides your fate.
Yeah. You get a nice necklace.
I'm kind of seeing Minecraft in my head here. And you know how sometimes it just poops out garbage? So you put the wrong
you
thing
get some
together.
charcoal. Great.
Yeah. You have charcoal.
cube. A Heredric cube. It's the Heredric cube. Brain. Right, so we've got a dragon slaying sword, which is a rare item, and then a +2 weapon.
I'm gonna call it Nimbus Prime.
You might not get a dagger. You are aware of that, correct?
Yeah,
It's
do
too
you
late
want
now.
to think
Hand it
about
over.
what you've done?
Nope. Cam doesn't think about what he's doing.
Do you only
No,
care for
really.
He
magical
assumes
items?
he puts 2 daggers in. He told me he's gonna get something better.
And you didn't say 2 daggers in.
Two of the same thing.
So both are rare items, which means you will get a very rare item back.
Do you only care for magical items?
Yes. You're measly. I mean, I will take a coin because it is of some interest, I suppose.
I have 9 mithril bars.
Ruto, I'd like to borrow your parts.
No.
Oh,
What?
That's a lot of bars.
that's a lot of parts.
Can you make me a portal
Ooh, yep.
to our
What's
board?
that? Very rare.
No.
I could likely sell you a scroll of planar transportation, yes.
I only need the one way, to be fair.
I'm afraid that is not my business. You place Scalebreaker and Nimbus into the cube.
Make a
You
better
actually, as you place them near it and let go, they hover around the cube, and then the cube sucks them in. It like digitizes them, and it sucks them into the cube. The cube spins around on like loads of different axes, glows different colors, and then a mist begins to coalesce out
Can't
of
wait
it.
to see what dagger I get.
It's not dagger. But I will also roll to see if anything else comes out, just to see. But I have an item.
Charcoal.
Hopefully.
A flimp.
Roll a d100 for me, please, Chris Trott.
Oh, fuck.
Crisp chip.
You will either get the thing I've already thought of, or you'll get something else.
47.
47. No, okay. So what forms is a curved blade, a scimitar made of mithril.
It's a bit long.
This is a very rare item. It is a +2 scimitar. In addition, you can make one attack with it as a bonus action on each of your turns.
I'm gonna throw it.
Doesn't come back.
Nimbus? It doesn't have the... It's not Nimbus.
It doesn't combine the effects. It creates new
Put it back
items.
in!
Let me try something.
Okay, you put it back in.
If you put it back in, it's going to come out less value. He
Is
told
it?
you that already.
You put it in. I'll roll this time. 77.
Ooh. You get a 2-handed great axe.
You don't get a weapon at all this time.
Oh shit.
Bad decisions.
You wanted to try the cube.
I did.
Bad decisions.
What you get
to one?
is it coalesces. The mithril of the scimitar turns into a silvery cloak. that has the imagery of feathers on it.
Okay.
You can fly again.
It is a pair of wings of flying.
How many of those do you
good.
have?
I did say I will still trade items for items if you wish.
Did you have the
You
raven
could just.
form?
Could you try and. No, he sold that last time, I think.
Okay.
Do you have a sword, a dagger that comes back, like his Nimbus?
I can. It will not be the same item, I'm afraid, but I can. Those wings of flying, I can create something of some equivalent power, but it may not be as powerful as the dagger you used before. You could have got lucky, but the cube is chance.
Here's the cloak. Can you make that into a... I'll give you 300 gold with it.
We can
Takes-
add stuff.
If you wish to
it.
keep you, it will require. So the wings of the thing are very rare. Oh, Chris Trott, you're my favourite. I'll try the thing. I kind of had the cube there for items that you didn't really use or care about, not things that you really cherish. So taking it up, it will be. So it's going to be 5,000 gold for those, and then to get it to a +2 would be 5. It'll be so you gave 300 for 700 more gold. I should be able to make it as powerful as the Nimbus dagger that
Easy.
you had.
I give him 70 gold. Done.
He looks at Elora. Please help. Your friend is very foolish and very annoying.
You have just sacrificed a powerful sword and Nimbus, and now we have to pay more to get Nimbus back.
I've already paid.
You have not. You have ruined.
It's a shame. The scimitar was very good.
Was it?
Yes, it is a powerful item. It is more powerful than the 2 items that you place upon it.
It was long, though. And I threw it and it fell.
Yes. Perhaps you should not have sacrificed your dagger.
Can you pay him?
With the 70 you have paid, it will be another 630 of your gold.
Oh,
Do you
I
have?
give him 5 gold. That's all I got.
He doesn't even take the 5 gold.
Do you have a dagger that we can buy on top of his cloak?
As in, you wish to buy the dagger of equivalent power and keep the wings.
Yes.
That will cost 6,000 gold.
No.
Oh, easy.
How much of the mithril?
You have many items amongst you.
I am just holding on to the belt, just
No,
like
honestly.
These guys are so generous.
I'll have to ask.
He takes gold, like if you have like gems and things like that.
We got loads of mystery.
We
You've
have
got the mithril
gold.
bars.
I'm not buying his stupid
Well,
dagger.
I'm
back
just saying
because
that
he
you
just-
have those.
How much is the one mithril bar worth?
500.
500.
Oh. If we put
I have some
say,
gold, but-
a scimitar with a scimitar,
Yes.
would we get a scimitar back?
No.
I need to know.
No.
I'm not risking
The
it.
cube does not work in such ways.
I
The
just
cube
think-
takes the potential power of the item and creates more powerful items.
You should have said that.
He did say that,
I think I
Cam.
did
He said
say
that.
that.
Yeah, he did.
I was looking at my daggers
Mr.
at the
Genie,
time.
Yes.
while Mr. Butland ponders
Yes.
the way of the world, would soul gems work?
Soul gem. Oh, the ones from the Lightfall kids and stuff like that. I have not come across. I would need to examine it, but they will not work with the cube. I will be able to accept them as payment of value, but they will not work with the cube itself.
I would like to offer up this circlet of intelligence. It's shown me a lot with the world, but
Perhaps too much. You have seen too many things. You think in such new ways. Let me see. Let me consult my book.
could I borrow? How much money do I
I would
actually
laugh
have?
if you got a dagger out of this.
He might.
So if I put the circlet in there, it literally just trades it for something of equal, unless I add gold or
Equal.
gems.
Yeah.
Thing of intelligence.
Can I
Equal
borrow
match.
a bar or 2? Or 5? How many do we have?
No.
What is the fucking thing of intelligence?
Is it 100 per mithril bar?
500.
How much to upgrade from circlet of intelligence just to the next tier?
Next tier of what?
Magic.
Magic.
I will tell you momentarily. I'm trying to find your item. Ah, there we go. Here, yes. Uncommon. Not particularly expensive. So, I will tell you that your headband that you carry there is likely worth 1,000 of your gold pieces. To attain the next level of magical power would require 4,000 more of your gold pieces.
I
What
would like
did
a
I-
refund.
I do not do refunds.
Oh.
You have wings.
How much would
Did
you
I find
say?
out what that circlet that Silval, or not circlet, it was like the head thing that Silval had?
Oh no, you didn't
no,
actually.
I have
Yeah,
that.
you don't. You haven't done that. You can ask him to
Can I
identify it
ask
for
him
you.
to identify it? And
Of course.
also she had a ring as well.
Yes.
Ooh.
So, the helm. He examines from
terrifying.
everything. He casts identify. He looks at you. He's like, Lady Allura, perhaps I should speak with you privately.
Okay. It's not.
And he throws up a cloud, and you are screened by a cloud. Like a cloud, kind of like a doctor's waiting room thing.
Is it covering the cube?
Yes.
I'm gonna.
He leans in to you, and he says, the helmet you've provided is a note, but it is a helm of telepathy. Not particularly powerful. It allows you to use, you can read the thoughts of creatures. Also, any creature of which you have sufficiently delved into its mind, you may attempt to plant suggestions, forcing them to do certain biddings. The reason I must speak with you in private is this ring. It is quite a powerful item. It is a legendary ring. He holds it up. This was once used by... This has been used by the greatest thieves and assassins that the world has ever known. It had thought... Many believed it to have fallen out of the world, out of the planes. It is a ring of invisibility. When you put this ring on, anything you are carrying turns invisible, and you remain invisible until the ring is removed, or you attack or cast spells, or simply use a bonus action to become visible once more.
What's a bonus action?
It is
Yeah, you
the
have to
one
ward
ring.
off dark evil.
I have the one ring.
The D&D equivalent. Not quite as powerful.
Thank you.
This is incredibly valuable and rare. I would estimate it to be worth 60,000 gold pieces. And I have only a few items in my own collection that are of such power that I would be willing to trade.
What is it, my love?
I have weapons that I would trade. There is also another ring which I have, which would allow you to control the elements themselves.
How would one control the element?
Well, this is a ring of elemental command. It is linked to, well, I have the one for air, my home plane, but also for the earthen plane. Whilst you wear that ring, you have certain advantages against creatures, but also it has a number of charges which allow you to cast spells and do certain effects. The item I have, the weapon I have is... No, it's not that one, I'm not going to give you that. It's not a Guandao.
Although
The
you can still
weapon
put Beyonce
I
on it.
have is known as a Holy Avenger.
Which is...
It is a, it can be any sword, so I can make it I'd probably make it a long sword.
You gotta look.
It is a very powerful sword that when used against fiends, demons, and undead, will cause significant harm. It also protects you against the spells of such creatures. If you are somebody who is a paladin of a certain god, it is even more powerful. But I wish you to know, because such rings, such items, have been the death of many adventurers, sometimes at the hands of people who they thought were their friends. And with that, the curtain reveals, and you all see Elora again.
How much is the Helm of Telepathy worth?
Oh,
The helm of
The what?
2,000 gold.
sorry, the helm of
The what?
telepathy.
Yes, the helm that Silval wore.
Because we didn't hear any of that conversation then.
Helm?
Oh, anybody
Of
who's,
telepathy.
Lady Elora, anybody whose thoughts you are reading with the helm, you may also send messages and converse with them.
Over any distance?
Is there a distance limit to this?
Are you familiar with the detect thought spell?
No!
It has the same range.
I wish Siri worked with D&D Beyond. That'd be nice.
Within 30 feet.
Okay.
Mr. Genie. I don't suppose you have
I'm eating a mint.
a guandao.
Cloud mint.
Can I have a mint? Thank you.
Just minting up.
I can do cloud mints.
Yay.
A guandao, unusual weapon.
Like a cloud
I do not have one in my collection, but I could create one.
I brought one to you before, and you imbued it with the power of poison.
I could create a similar weapon.
Mint.
How much would that cost, and how much would it cost to add enchantments to it?
It depends on how powerful you wish it to be. If you wish it to be as powerful as, say, the Nimbus dagger that Mr. Buckland sacrificed to the cube,
Why do you have to use the S word?
that would cost you 5,000. The extra enchantments on top of that would likely cost another 1,500 gold. So for a +2 guandao, 5,000. Elemental enchantment, 1,500. If it was to be a +1, it would only cost you
6,500 for all the shit. The
If you were to get it as a +1 weapon, it would instead only cost you 2,000 gold. But then you'd still need to pay the 1,500 for the elemental damage.
Would it cost me 2,000 to get my crossbow +1 to a crossbow +2?
It would cost you 3,000.
If I was to sell the soul gems, how much would they add?
If you hand them over to him to examine, Salar kind of grows a bit dark. He's like, I will not buy these. These have essences of mortal children.
Can I ask you about them? What are they?
It is unusual magic. It is very dark necromancy. It is not quite the full soul. One of them is very dangerously close to being full. Likely the child that it was used upon will be very... I fear for such a child. It has portions of their essence. Dark necromancy was used to pull it from their very being. Likely if the child were to die, their body will not actually, their spirit will not pass into the afterlife.
We rescued these children. Is there a way to return their essence back into them?
You will, I believe, if you were to destroy the gemstones in these states, the vial, what did you guys do with the vial? That's a different
I
thing.
think you've still got it.
Okay, the gemstones, if that's what you're afraid, destroy them and the remaining spirits should find their way back. My knowledge of necromancy is very, very limited.
But the distilled vial is different.
That is something of which I have never seen before. If you wish, I can. It will take me some time, a few hours, but I can perform a more lengthy magical investigation into its properties.
Maybe once we're done here, there's no other reason to have it otherwise. Yeah.
If it can help the kids in any way.
I do not believe it will help those. The children and their souls have been separated.
Understanding what our enemy is doing, though, would
Yes.
help.
If Felania has
I would gladly do
anything-
this as a service. I am quite curious myself. I will do it without cost.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You give me enough business with your magical artifacts, but I'm afraid I will not accept such dark necromancy as payment. My morals are limited, but they do not extend that
To be
perverse.
honest, now that I know what it contains, I will not sell it.
One Nimbus, please.
You have not fully paid.
How much do you need?
I need
670 gold.
I'll give him 670 gold.
Is that very well? Takes a bit of nimbus, a bit of cloud, shapes it, but the feather, the wings of flying begin to merge with the cloud, and this time the dagger that's created has a mithril silver-like quality, and the handle is engraved with like feathery shapes, and the blade itself almost has like the kind of the patterns of a feather on it. Coalesces, hands that to you. Is a +2 dagger of returning. Exactly the same as Nimbus.
Was it 630?
670.
670.
Thank you, Alora.
Do all the Guandao stuff. That was 5,000.
5,000 for the +2 Guandao, and then 1,500 if you want it to deal elemental damage.
1,500 is 1,500.
I'm
Yes.
gonna give the Helm of Telepathy to Reynard, worth 2,000. Do what you will with it.
How much do I need to upgrade this circlet again?
You wish to make that into something?
Well,
You wish to put it in the cube?
so you don't want to use this telepathy helmet.
The helmet of telepathy and the circlet together will create a random item of the next level.
Or you can either sell it and upgrade one of your existing things, or maybe you want to create something new, but it's worth.
You wish to
2,000
use
gold.
the cube. Whoa,
I
what
have-
will you get? Will it be a magically powerful ring or sword? You do not know what the cube will bring.
I already have.
The cube has like question marks on all of its sides as well.
Lucky
It's yellow.
Yeah. It's
I
a big
already
lucky
have
block.
the most powerful sword in existence in the form of this scimitar.
Ah, dancing scimitar. Very quaint.
Pone.
Quaint. Not the word I'd use.
You do know its command word, yes?
Yes, of course I do.
Good.
Eventually.
He looks at it for a moment, his eyes kind of sparkle. Ah, yes, Aksu.
Woo.
No, it only works when you do it. Why? I'm not attuned to it. It would
Shiver.
not work.
I would like to put in the cube, my circle of intelligence, and the telepathy, and I'm going to show him the flashlight. Have you seen this before?
Curious. Minor elemental, minor enchantment with the light cantrip. Perhaps worth 50 gold.
50?
Yes, nothing more. Let us see what the cube will bring. Oh, round and round it goes.
I'm gonna yeah. The
You
the
get
ring that Silval had.
Scalebreaker, my old dagger.
The ring that Silval had was a ring of invisibility. It's worth a considerable amount of money.
I'm not even listening, I'm like clapping my hands.
Perhaps I could sell my dust suit.
My thinking is that invisibility would be powerful in battle for any of us. And to have that ring, if it's worth so much, I think it's worth more than the gold that we could trade it for. If you need any extra gold for things, I can help you. I have other funds.
I need 2,000 for a new Guando.
I have got.
I have 5 gold.
He literally does have 5 gold.
Thank
so.
you.
I have nothing now.
I don't actually know how much I have. I've only had my gold updated when Saito took half my gold, so I've got 200 written here. But I don't know if I've ever gained any since Saito, which was ages ago.
Have you looted anything?
Have you? Yeah. If you've not written it down, then no. The helm and the circlet form into a weapon-like shape, and they form into a rapier. The rapier has elements, both the helm of telepathy and the circlet of intelligence both had sort of traces of like swirling magic and things like that on them. They featured a gemstone, like on the circlet it had like a blue gemstone at the center, which is now on the crossguard of the rapier. It is a +2 rapier.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
I can give you 1,700.
That is more than enough.
Is it?
Yes.
Who
Okay.
has the mithril?
Me.
Wait, you have loads of mithril.
It will cost me 6,500 to replace my weapon.
Oh, fully spec. You're going for the luxury option.
I feel it is necessary since we are fighting cloud giants.
You should ask for a felt handle,
Maybe what?
or maybe velvet.
What are
Why?
cloud giants vulnerable
Feels nice.
against?
Oh, not much, I'm afraid. They're not really vulnerable to anything.
So, Lady Laura, if
Yep. I give
If you wanna record
Juto
us.
the rest of all of my monies.
So, you're going to use the
1,700.
mithril
So
bars.
1,700.
So I've got 9 mithril bars,
Mm-hmm.
which comes up to 4,500. And then what was it? 1,700. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4, 5, 6. That's 6,200.
200, so you need 300 more.
Which I will take from my own coffers.
Okay. Yep, you provide all of that, and Salar will... The mithril forms the basis of the Guandao. It takes him a bit more time than like when he's been combining the items and things like that. But the Guandao is basically, it has a mithril blade with the a kind of cool like whitewood shaft, and then in terms of elemental property, I believe it is a D10 for me to do that.
Element of rain. It rains wherever
Trying
you
to remember
go.
how it is.
I mean, it does that in my heart anyway.
Cold.
So emo.
Precise.
It is radiant damage.
Ooh.
D6 radiant damage, exact same as the poison, so once per turn.
It's kind of damage a moonbeam does.
So it glows with a silvery light.
It's like my bow.
Radiant, and it's +2.
That's +2 now.
I got a one down again. I'm gonna spin it around and just.
It's incredibly light. The mithril makes it almost weightless. So it's just super light.
I'm just spinning it around.
It's like a broom handle at most.
I nod.
Is everyone content with everything? Does anyone
Oh, do
need
not tell
other
me you are
things?
finished. The
Jin.
cube!
Master Jin,
There must be more things you have. More trinkets you do not need.
I've
have you ever seen
given
2 of these
everything.
cubes?
2 cubes.
Have you ever seen more than one of these cubes?
No.
Imagine putting one of the cubes in a cube.
Likely would destroy the universe.
Would it?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds
That's
Great.
one way
Do
to
not
get out.
recommend it. Like very same principle, do not put portable hole into bag of holding. Very bad idea.
Bag of
Knew an
holding.
adventurer who tried it once, was obliterated.
I have a bag of holding.
We have a bag of holding.
Do not put a portable hold in it.
We will try
Do you wish to
our
trade the
best.
pot? Do you wish to trade the bag of holding? Do you wish to put the bag of holding in the cube?
We wish to keep the bag of holding.
I haven't
Right?
used it.
What?
You put all the mithril in it.
All the mithril and stuff was in it.
I'm keeping it.
That bag of holding, if you're not carrying a bag of holding, I'm going to start being like, how much do you want to carry around?
Yeah.
Because
It's
bag
very
of holding makes
useful.
it convenient.
Very, very useful. Cam, are you happy? Have you got... Don't trade anything in
Do potions work in the
right now.
No.
Think about it.
Only magical artifacts.
Does that... Speaking of potions,
Of course, my stores of potions are also available too.
does anyone need potions? How are you on health potions?
I am fine.
You're in
Right.
the business of mixing things
From
up.
when I refilled everything.
How about I give you a greater healing potion and we see what happens to it in the cube?
No, Cam.
Very well.
Cam, no. Cam,
Into the
can
cube.
I snatch the potion out of Cam's hand?
I got 3. It's
Cam,
fine.
no!
I'm
Can I
putting
snatch
it
it?
in.
Because
I'm putting it in.
Cam, those are expensive.
Make
I
it
just paid for your dagger.
strength, acrobatics.
I just paid for your dagger.
25. I'm gonna do like a basketball toss.
20. I'm gonna use luck.
3-point
See
throw.
if I do. No.
3-point throw into the orange cube.
Oh, you're such an asshole. I hate you so much.
And the cube sucks it up. A greater healing potion, you say?
Yes,
Yeah.
the expensive ones.
Oh, no, they're superior, aren't they?
It says
We've never had superior
Ah.
ever.
Well, greater is the 4d4 one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they cost a lot.
Money is no object.
Potion,
I just
man
gave
of
you
potion,
that.
potions. Let's see here.
Oh, it feels
Wait.
good to have a Guandao again.
1, 2, 3,
Did
4,
you
5,
put,
6, 7,
I'm quite happy with the
9,
items that I
10,
have. I don't really want to
12,
trade
13,
anything.
Yeah.
14,
I don't feel like I need anything, but the invisibility
15,
ring
16, 17,
Yeah,
I think would be
18,
useful.
20,
It's pretty
21,
useful.
22,
Yeah, so
23,
I've got invisibility as well.
24,
Yeah, it means that both of us have got the
25,
ability.
27,
It's just
29,
forever.
Until you hit
Until
31,
you
32,
stop
33,
being invisible.
34, 35, 36, 36.
This is me free throwing as the music crescendos. Slow motion.
DJ, what kind of potions do you have at the moment?
Well, if I uncross that, it's just 2 healing potions.
20 rare, which is actually an improvement.
So you've
I've
got
also
4.
got a poison vial.
So it doesn't go on
regular.
the same rules as items for the
Cam's got a
potion.
few.
Uh,
Maybe
a
give Reynard a
potion
superior
of-
and Cam can have some.
Syrupy liquid, like a liquid iron. Oh, hand it back to you.
What does it do?
Potion of invulnerability. For 1 minute, you are resistant to all damage.
Cam, keep that one for yourself. Not right now.
I was gonna throw.
In the cube.
No.
Cube.
I'll keep
Cube.
that.
Cube.
I call that a cam win.
Boarding. Cam Buckland is now boarding.
What if I was to put shurikens in it?
They're not magical.
I have a potion of invisibility. Does anyone want that?
Give it to one of the boys.
Are you sure you do not wish to trade in the ring?
No, I do not wish to trade in the ring right now. I feel like this would be extremely useful for us.
But it shows how much of an honourable trader you are, Mr. Jin, for offering its true value
How would I
Yes.
rather than peddling it.
I would. You are good customers. I have no need to be. I have many legendary items. I will trade it if you wish, but at the same time, if you do not wish to trade it, it is yours.
Let us keep it and call it our precious.
You sure you do not wish to?
Can I give
Oh.
them...
You would likely not be interested. The belt that you wear. I have one item which you would need one other item.
I don't have any other
I have
magic
a
items.
Well, no, it is. I have a hammer, a dwarven hammer, that is meant to be wielded by someone who wears the belt that you currently wear, Mr.
a
Laura.
combo.
You would need a pair of gauntlets, however, to make the transformation complete.
What would it do?
Transformation.
It is a hammer of thunderbolts. If you are wearing a belt of giant strength and gauntlets of ogre power when you attune to such a weapon, it is very impressive. Your strength would be even greater.
More than 23.
Indeed, it would become 27. Oh, what? When you critically strike a creature, a giant in particular, it must succeed. It must become very resilient, or it may die.
A giant.
It also has a number of charges that, when it is, you may spend one to throw such a hammer, and if it hits, it strikes with the power of thunder itself.
That could be the killing blow on Falania.
However, you would need the gauntlets.
What,
Any
do you
gauntlets?
not
Magical
have
gauntlets?
I do not have those particular gauntlets. You could hope that the cube provides.
Do you happen to know the location?
I do not.
That is a quest.
That sounds.
If we happen upon them
We-
on our
But the other
journeys-
thing is,
Do
well,
not have the time.
another
do
question is, you must be able to use such a weapon. I'm not sure if your physical training, Miss Allura, but the Warhammer is.
I'm really strong.
You are more powerful.
I know.
with your
I don't.
druidic skills.
It would be good for Falania, obviously, but we do not have the time to
Why don't we
quest.
send an elite scouting party to see if they can locate this gauntlets, at least in the
We
meantime?
need those scouting parties and everybody we can get here.
The only other legendary item of which I could offer you is. It is an item which is.
Do you need to put the curtain up?
No, I took it from some of my fire genie kin, the Ifriti. They are not very nice, unfortunately. It is a suit of their chainmail. It would make you immune to all fire, and it is very powerful as an enchantment as well. It is very defensive. That is the only other
Ring.
legendary item I have.
I have survived lava already. I don't need it.
I'm just
Rain on
staring
mine.
at Cam like,
Survived.
I climbed out of lava. Unscathed.
Well, the choice is yours. Do you have any other business?
Oh, lots of business. Can you help us defeat a giant cloud giant?
The answer to your question is yes. The real question is, will I?
Will you?
No. I do not meddle in wars and similar affairs.
I'm going to give you a
afraid.
potion of
What if it
invisibility.
affects business?
It won't. You understand I have access to the multiplanes. Yours is not the only material plane I visit.
Can I curtain speak to you a moment?
Very well.
Can you take me to Arborea?
I told you I can give you a scroll. I can sell you a scroll.
Come on, just...
Mr. Buckland, you are more than capable of using the scroll yourself. You are a cleric,
How
yes?
much is it, though?
How much for this scroll?
I don't have
It
any
is-
gold.
Oh, I'm sure you could acquire some, could you not? Level 7 spell. Very rare. Oh, it will be expensive, I'm afraid.
Oh, I can't afford that.
Well, don't you just have a lovely dagger there, I believe?
What?
Oh,
no,
God.
Oh, I do have a dagger.
No.
no.
I'm afraid that the scroll would be probably 7,000 gold.
What?
I mean, you could just.
Friendship is a very
offer
powerful
it.
spell, I'm afraid.
How much do you want the Guandao?
There's still a crowd curtain up.
Can you put the cloud curtain down?
What other items do you have?
Nothing. I've got like a buckler.
You've got other magic items, I'm sure you do.
You sold them last time, I think.
Sold a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah. I've just got Nimbus again.
He just closes. Well, it's not Nimbus, it's a different dagger.
Nimbai. I don't know what to call it.
Nimbus Prime, you said.
He
Oh, you've got a cloak though.
swishes
as well,
his hands.
don't you? You've got the cloak.
What cloak?
The
Flying
cloak of
cloak.
flying.
I thought that
No, he turned
that's
it
what
into the dagger.
imbued with the Nimbus.
He had to use the cost of that item.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I start with Scalebrook and Nimbus and ended up with Nimbus.
You did have a scimitar of speed for a time, but you decided you didn't want that.
I threw it in it. I did a counting,
Fuck's
alright?
sake.
Did a counting.
Yeah, no, you played Cam. Any other business? Mr. Fairhorn, look at you. You look so sad.
I mean, Axel, rapier. I throw the rapier, nothing happens.
Does the rapier do anything?
I'm more than willing to trade the rapier. It is a powerful magic weapon.
When do you offer it up to a man that just needs to go home?
And the
The material plane is your home.
No, I found
Yes,
my
it
true
is.
calling. Arborea.
I mean, the rapier is worth about 5,000 gold.
Place.
would I, if I were to offer up the rapier and Axel,
Yes.
would I get a blue tinged sword? I need to know my mini looks like that.
A blue tinged sword.
I'm
don't
not buying
know.
a new mini.
You don't know what you'll get.
No, okay.
That's
I
the
would like to
problem.
put just the rapier in and hope for some sort of.
No.
Don't do it. You've just seen
It
what
will,
happened.
it will be a lesser
It'll be a
item.
lesser
Oh, it'll be
item.
lesser. Oh.
But, well, I mean, by a degree, it depends.
If you don't
And
put
it
two
may
in,
not be a
it'll be a
weapon.
lesser.
Oh,
And it might not
the
be a
dancing
weapon.
rapier, the dancing scimitar is somewhat powerful, actually.
But you might not get a weapon in return.
Yeah, I don't want to
Completely
risk
random.
Axel. I use that thing all the time.
You do.
Your
Um,
dancing sword is worth near 15,000
15,000.
gold.
That's quite a lot.
That's a lot of gold.
I only need half. of
No. You don't need anything else, Cam. You've got your dagger. Be happy with it. Look how shiny it is. It's
not
better
shiny,
than
it's-
before.
that. It's feathery.
I mean, what do you favor? Do you favor... I mean, you seem very attached to your scimitar. If you use a scimitar, I could sell you a new scimitar. If you use, I don't know, armor, what armor would you require? Do you need magical armor? I can sell you that. Leather?
What variant of
chainmail?
scimitar do you have?
I could likely create a similar one that Mr. Buckland decided he didn't want, which will allow you to attack multiple times. Ones with elemental enchantments, as I created for Miss Juto.
Yo.
It's fine. I'm going to.
If you do not wish the rapier, would you care for some magical armor, perhaps?
Yes.
Yes, I can do that. I could make you some armor of magical protections, or depends. What do you wish? Do you wish to be resistant to certain types of energy? Do you wish to be harder to hit by blades? What do you wish?
Is there anything that could increase his dexterity
Yes.
even further?
Yes.
What's your dexterity?
It's
I've got
18.
to find the item that does that.
Pretty
I'd like
high.
it to
That's
be-
the same as mine. Shut up.
I'd like it to be higher.
Why?
I mean, yeah, it would make sense to
You
get
should
more
get my
damage.
dex to be
Gets-
high because
it-
then my attacks are more powerful.
So is his.
My
So his will go up as well.
I don't want to min max this, but
But
more dexterity, more damage.
I'm trying to find the fucking item that boosts dex. I can't remember what it's called. It was a headband of intellect, and I'm sure there's another one of like fucking dex, but I can't remember what it is.
what
I
weapon
understand.
did we say the Guandao was for stat?
It's a quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff that deals slashing damage.
So 1d6 slashing.
1d8 if you use it two hands, which you did.
Yeah, because the thing is, the magic scimitar Axel already gives me like bonus attacks. So the scimitar of speed is just the same thing, but I can't throw it anywhere. So
Is there anything you could do with your crossbow to
I mean-
enhance?
can you enhance weapons?
Yes.
Offer your scimitar to enhance your crossbow.
Well,
Well, the rapier
you
as
don't
well.
know if
he
you're going to
has.
get a crossbow back, though.
Oh,
So you'd have to-
that's not the cube thing. He can just enhance.
can just
it.
Yeah, so I can just spend it to enhance it.
What can you do with a crossbow and a +2 rapier?
If you wish to put them in the cube, there is
No,
no
no,
guarantees.
no,
if you
no,
wish
no.
to merely give up your rapier, Let's see, it would be 3,000
You'd
to
still have
improve the
your
magical
actual
enchantment.
completely
I could
separate.
then do very similar to what I did to Miss Juto and give it some sort of energy power once that you may add.
Yeah.
Yes? Very well.
So give
that
up your
was
new
Give me the
one.
rapier.
Rapier. So I've still got Axel, I just want to confirm that.
Yes, you still have it. You still have this.
I just want to confirm.
You just have a better crossbow coming up.
The rapier takes that. Place your crossbow up in. Just leave it in the air.
Please be careful.
It just hovers in the air.
Okay.
And he begins like waving his hands over it. The rapier with the blue gem and the kind of mithril kind of elements and swirling patterns dissolves and then sort of like spreads over the crossbow and begins covering the crossbow in kind of like swirling mithril patterns.
I will destroy it.
And there is a kind of mini crack of thunder,
Oh.
and the crossbow is now +2, and once per turn it deals d6 thunder damage. That means that if you shoot it twice, you only get to apply the thunder damage once on like the first attack.
With Hunter's Mark, that's 2d6.
Extra
plus
2d6,
my basic attack.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sweet. Worth.
You
Business
met.
is done, Genie.
Excellent. As you say that, he's like, well, then we should finish our business. And then you notice that the doorway that you'd come in is not there, and the sauna is beginning to change colour. And Salah doesn't seem to notice it. He's like, well, it's always a pleasure doing business with you. And you notice that the kind of cloud-like pillars that are holding up this dome sort of bath spa kind of building are beginning to transform into like a kind of sand colour, almost like a stone. The ground beneath you is turning into like a fine gravel or sand. And Salah is just eventually starts to notice, and there is almost like a slight shaking. And he looks around, he's like, oh dear.
What's happening?
Oh dear, oh no,
What are you doing?
no, I'm not doing this. This is not me. Oh dear, this is very bad. And he's like waving his hand, and it's like half a door appears and then vanishes, and then 3/4 of a door appears and then vanishes. He's like, this is quite bad. My friends, I'm afraid. Oh dear. And eventually the whole room has now turned into almost like a royal, kind of like a palace kind of visiting chamber. You can see that there is a raised platform with a stone and gemstone kind of chair, a high back chair. 4 large stone columns are holding aloft this kind of natural bedrock ceiling. And the floor is entirely sand, apart from the bath that Salah was first in is now like almost a hot mud bath. Filled with like a boiling, kind of almost like a cake-like spa mud. And there is this very ornate kind of pattern around on the stone. It's very beautiful, but in a different way. And Salah suddenly, like, his form isn't as cloudy, it feels a bit more solid. And he's like, oh, this is very bad.
What's going on?
My pocket realm of the elemental air plane has been merged with the plane of Earth and dispositioned. Another rival Jinn, my ex-wife, this is her realm.
Is she
We are
here?
stuck here.
Well, and then as he goes, he's like, there is a kind of rumbling, and a woman literally kind of rises up out of the mud with her arms folded. And you can see she wears like an exotic sari with like a headband, lots of kind of jingling gemstones on like fine gold material. And you can see she's quite a heavy set woman, but she kind of has this very kind of dark skin like beauty to her. And you can see like various facial paintings, and she like folds her arms. And as she rises up, she just kind of steps and she kind of hovers in the air as she floats over. And is like, Salah Balat, you miserable fart of a man. And he's just... he turns around and he kind of whispers to you lot. He's just like, I don't know what is going to happen here, but just try and play along. It's, my darling, how are you? It is so good to see you again. And he kind of bows very over-the-top manner. Dashira, my princess! And she's like, do not give this to me, you cretin. Are these them? And he's like, who? These mortals? I barely know them. And she's just like, really? These are not the ones that you have been selling my treasures to.
Gonna look around, really like over the top confused about what's going on.
Uh-huh.
And just be like, this You said this sort of thing never happens. What was the name again?
Salabala.
No, I can't remember. Salami, that's the one.
He like looks around at you. He's like, yes. He like looks around. He's like, Dashiri, what are you talking about? What treasures? I have not taken anything from you. And she kind of looks around.
Everything that I have is my own.
She like looks down. Nobody is speaking to you, mortal. Be quiet. And Salar twists a ring on his finger, and you hear his voice in the fore of your head. And he basically is just like, this is quite bad, my friends. The Shira is a significantly more powerful djinn than I am. And if she has merged our realms, she is in control. I cannot create a portal back for you. And then she begins talking to him, and she says, did you think that I wouldn't notice? Did you think that I would not notice your little servant boy sneaking in and out every so often, taking things from the family vault? How many have you traded away? He's like, no, my darling, I have not done such a thing. He's actually keeping his conversation with her going, and again, he starts speaking to you in your mind. The Shira is a Dao, an earth djinn. They do not take kindly to your people. They are very fond of taking slaves.
Oh.
Yes. We need to convince her that you are friends of mine, that you are not my property, and we need to find a way to get her to release her hold. We need to distract her enough that her power will wane and I can create a portal back to your plane. Then I will escape with you and she will have a much harder time of finding me in your realm.
Oh, wow.
And he's just like, my darling, please, no, I have not taken anything from you. These are business partners of mine. They sometimes sell me magic items, and I trade them on. You know my business. I would never steal from a fellow djinn. Is that what you told the Ifriti when you took their armor? I have no such a deal. Do I look like I have a suit of Ifriti chain on me? No, I don't know. Blah, blah. And he's like trying to keep up this patter, but you can see that she's kind of glowing more and more impatient with him. What do you guys like to do?
We are explorers, tomb raiders, and we find magical items.
You steal them. You are thieves, she calls out. Your mortals are all the same. When you are not trying to plunder our kingdoms for treasures, you are keeping my people in bottles and lamps, plying us for wishes for your miserable little requests. Your people are no better than dogs. I am not speaking with you.
If we were doing that, we wouldn't approach your dear ex-husband for counsel and trade.
He is djinn. She just dismisses.
But if we
His kind are weak.
If we had them in a bottle, we wouldn't have need to come to him. He is an equal to us.
You are all the same. Whether you have individually trapped my people is not the question. You are no better than... You should be put to work in mines. That is all you are good for.
A waste of talents. I'm very dexterous, very charismatic, and I perform far better than I would a slave in a mine.
Very well then. Show me some performance.
Okay.
Perhaps I will only keep you as a pet. I will not send you to work.
Well, focus closely because this is going to be fast. I'm going to look at everybody, it's like wink, and start doing some extremely flexible dance moves mixed with some combat that I picked up as well. Doing back flips, front flips, cartwheels, and then I'm going to invoke duplicity while I'm cartwheeling, then cartwheel out into two, and then my little performance bandana's going to kick in while I start singing songs and cartwheeling all around her.
Salar actually grows quite dark, and as you start, he's like, no, Bugging, no, don't. And he's like, his voice becomes strained, and you can see him kind of awkwardly smiling, and he says to the rest of you, he's like, oh, Cam has done a very bad thing. She is not easily amused. I did not marry her for her sense of humor. And she just kind of watches you with a very sour look on her face.
As I see that this is going wrong,
Yeah, she's raising a hand.
I am going to go into water stance, but then immediately come out of it and turn Cam into a block of ice.
It doesn't really turn into a block of ice. You like freeze the ground.
Puts him
It's not
in-
May. You're
I'm
not
gonna put
like
him in a cube
Overwatch.
of ice. Says conjure a 15-foot cube of ice.
On the ground, like it's like not a.
Just put him in it.
Okay, well he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm quite focused on the performance. So, shit. 20.
20. Should he see?
My DC.
Not 20.
Probably not 20. No.
It's not 20. No, I think it's 15. So you kind of go into this stance. It's a 15-foot cube, right? So the ground, you kind of swoop this kind of water that you suck out of the air, the moisture. There is a look of horror on her face as this water comes splashing towards her. She kind of shrieks and it's like, what is that? And then the water freezes and you can see it kind of freezes in the air and kind of creates this loose thing. But Cam is doing a cartwheel and it kind of coats the air. It does force you to slip over on the ice as you're like, whoa! And you kind of slide off to the side.
Duke disappears.
And then her hand, where Cam was, her hand kind of snatches and the sand itself like comes launching up in a solid pillar that would have smashed him into the ceiling, and you kind of cartwheel out of the way of that as the column just kind of goes up into the ceiling itself.
I'm gonna panicked look at Salar, like, now? Distraction?
He goes,
Shit.
no, bad idea. And with that, it's roll initiative.
Shit!
Okay.
So with that pillar of stone, has she acted then?
Well, that was sort of a surprise round. That's why we're going to roll initiative now.
So would I get my advantage? No, it's advantage against people who haven't acted. So I still get advantage on initiative anyway. Okay.
Can I put on the ring, by the way? I wanna, just as a side
Yeah,
note.
you absolutely can.
Nope.
Gone.
Okay, Cam.
10.
Elora?
12.
I mean, putting on the ring will basically be the first thing you do in your initiative, basically. So, Reynard.
19.
Juto.
18.
Okay. So actually the Dow is going first, and she is kind of going to look quite frustrated, and she looks at you with a hatred, and she's just like, you mortal, you would dare bring that foul substance to my realm?
I was trying to freeze the human.
Water. Disgusting. And she is going to wave her hands, and something begins to affect your mind. I believe it is a wisdom saving throw, please, Juto. Wisdom saving throw, yes.
15.
15. What would you say is Juto's deepest fear? A creature or something that would cause her mental harm?
Real Korak.
Real Korak. So she kind of forms a fist, and from the sand rising up is Korak, but not Korak. This is the Korak you know exists in Brassars, the Korak you see slaughtering your family. This dragonborn warrior with two like curved blades just kind of rises and looks at you with this horrid, terrifying smirk. You are frightened. And you are it's so terrifying that you feel powerless. Like, this thing is, you can't fight it. You know he's far more powerful than you are currently, and you are terrified of this figure that's been created. And yeah, you just basically, that's what happens. You can all see Juto starts freaking out, and there's nothing there. Like, there's something strange has happened, but you're not quite sure what. Reynard.
You got a monster manual.
I do.
Danke.
I'm gonna ask Salar, are we to defend ourselves?
I would certainly recommend it. She will not likely kill you, rather beat you until you are unconscious, and then take you as a slave.
Woo! So kill.
Yes, I'm afraid I am of complete no use here. Until she is in no... He does kind of call out, he's like, oh, if you do manage to defeat her current form, it will enable me to get us out of here.
Fine by me. I'm gonna Hunter's Mark her,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna shoot twice at her.
With your new thunder-powered crossbow.
Thunder crossbow. So one is a 28. to
Yes.
hit. Actually, does my crossbow, does it have plus 12 attack bonus?
It is +2 to attack rolls and damage rolls. So what was it before? +10?
Plus 11.
Then it's, because it was +1 before, so it's now +12, yeah.
Oh my god.
And it gains the extra +1 to damage. So what's your damage?
Oh my god. 1d8 plus 6 now.
Yep.
So that's
2d6 on top as well.
So lightning.
He's so
and
excited.
hammer.
Look at him. He's a happy boy.
6, 7, 11 plus 6. That's 17
17.
for one shot.
The first bolt hits her, and as the bolt hits, a loud kind of crack of thunder explodes.
That's the good stuff.
She kind of shunts back, and her face just drops into an angry grimace.
I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
25 to hit.
This time you don't get the thunder damage, but you do get Hunter's Mark.
So 5 plus 5, that's, no, 11 damage.
5 plus 5 isn't 11, you know.
No, I added my attack bonus as well.
Yeah, the second bolt, again, like, it hits her, but then it just kind of, like, pushes out, like, sand kind of, like, falls out of her body and just pushes the thing out.
Ugh.
She grunts, though. She definitely, like, some sort of blow. Would you like to do anything else? The room is not very large. It's about 60 feet by 60 feet, and in the middle is about a 15-foot cube of, like, a mud pool,
Yeah.
and then there are just 4 stone columns in each corner.
And I guess there's no water around.
Huh?
I guess there's no water around.
No. There is, like, the ice. There is ice that's kind of frozen on the ground, but, yeah.
Okay. No, I'll
It's
just
been shattered and broken.
stay far back, like edge of the...
You move to the back of the room. Okay. Juto, at the start of your turn, you are so terrified of this Korak that you...
I would like to use Stillness of Mind.
What does it do?
It ends my frightened status.
Each of the creatures turn before spelling is a target. Okay, so that's an action on your turn. This is happening before you take your turn. This is on the start of your turn. And that's interesting. Comes for duration. Start. Oh, okay. So if it ends, then yeah, you wouldn't take any more of the damage. But this happens before you can take an action to do it. So that's going to be 12. So you can take 20 psychic damage as you're so terrified of this thing. It kind of stuns you and it causes you harm. But then you can, as an action, end the frightened condition, which prevents you taking further damage because it's when the frightened duration ends.
I do so.
Okay. So you basically focus. You're like, this can't be real. This can't be real, and the illusion fades and disappears.
And then
So that's your action.
I would like to drink a regular healing potion.
Okay. That is a bonus action because you're drinking it. So that's going to be 7 HP back.
Oh, great.
So you consume the potion.
40, 20, hold on. What's 41 minus 7?
36. No, is it? No, 34.
41 minus 7. 44. 34.
Fuck me.
I'm tired.
I'm just bad at math.
I don't think I can do
Bonus.
anything really.
No, you've used your action bonus action. You
Can
can
I move away?
You can basically move up to where Brainard is, like
I
at the
go
far end of the
away.
room.
I just want to be away
Okay.
from this lady.
Yep, you just move away. Elora.
I am going to, seeing that she hates water, turn into a water elemental.
She shrieks.
I'm gonna move up and actually
Servants
be
of
in
the
her.
married! Servants of you bring them into my realm! Ah! Salah, you have allied yourself with these miserable fucking creatures.
Just giving out that.
So she is to make a strength saving
So
throw.
you move up to her and try and engulf her, right?
Yeah.
23 is plus 6, isn't it?
That's gonna suck.
She's probably gonna succeed. It's
What's the
only
DC?
15.
15. She does. You kind of move up. You can see that she's a heavier set woman, but she has an immense strength, and she kind of just pulls herself out of the currents from your body. But you can see that she just fucking hates, like, there's a real, like, she's like, I will destroy you.
Cool.
Okay.
No, I think that's it then, because it didn't succeed.
Yeah.
But it's fine. That's it, I think.
Okay, I'm up for it.
unfortunately.
I'm going to shout, "Let us go, and you do not have to face the element of water again."
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Bane on her. Bane. So charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw. Interesting.
Yeah, boy.
16.
Yeah, I think mine is a.
I think yours is 15.
That's a 16.
Oh, there you go. Well,
So she subtracts a d4 from her ability.
she passed 16.
Ah, yeah.
When you say, she's like, fear, face, the servants of the married will fall before me. And then, on her turn, she holds out her hand, and from the sand, a giant two-handed maul kind of erupts. She takes it in both hands and hits the water elemental twice, or tries to. The AC, water elemental?
14.
14. So 25, and then a 29. So the first attack is going to do...
Is this Solar get a turn?
Solar is like holding his hands up, and he's just like, I can literally do nothing, she is more powerful than me.
Get us out of here!
He's like, not until she's defeated, I can do nothing. That was 7, that's 13 points from the first attack. And strength saving throw, please. That's a lot harder.
18.
Okay, 18. So you actually, the first blow almost bears the water elemental to the ground. I don't think you can be knocked prone as a water
No, I
elemental, but
can't,
it doesn't
I'm
matter.
immune.
The second blow, however, does 26 points of damage as this maul just boom, strikes into the side of you and like pushes like loads of water out. And she's just like, after I've destroyed this creature, Salah, I will be turning on you next. The rest of these mortals will be sent to the mines. Reynard first, actually.
Man. Just gonna keep.
We didn't
just
rest
keep
after the
hitting
one
at it.
fight, did we?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, just gonna keep shooting.
Okay, go for it.
26.
Yeah.
So first one has the lightning.
Reynard.
8,
Ridiculous.
10,
It's like
16.
16. Another crack of thunder as the bolt strikes into her body, hitting her in the back.
Is the 14 a hit?
14 is not a hit, I'm afraid.
No, you don't understand. I hit all the time.
What did you actually roll?
Two.
A
I
1?
rolled a 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
14 is not enough. You're so confident that the blast kind of knocks you back and the bolt actually hits the ceiling.
Oh, this is weird.
I'm also resistant to being paralysed.
Yeah.
prone,
I will then
unconscious.
throw my axe all out.
Axle!
And use that.
Okay, bonus action.
Yeah, so that's 24.
That's a hit.
So 1d6 plus.
You still get the hunter's mark on this.
Oh, yes. Ugh, awful. 7.
1 and a 2.
Hitting is still good. The blows seem to be striking into her back. She doesn't really wear armor, but every time it hits her, you can see that the wound basically becomes sand and kind of falls away. She grunts and she kind of stumbles a bit, but she's obviously being injured, but it's not like she's made of blood and stuff like that. She seems to be made of earth itself, so is somewhat resistant. Rajuto.
My Guandao,
Yes.
what is the attack bonus?
+2.
So as in, like, working out the full thing, it's proficiency bonus plus dex bonus +2, because it's +2 weapon.
4, 8.
And then
Yeah,
+2
10.
more because it's magic, so +10. And then it's a d8 plus dexterity modifier +2 for damage.
4, 5, 6. Okay. Thank you. I would like to go into water stance again, please.
Okay. So
Would you not technically already be in it?
No, she
No,
ended
I-
it.
Oh, you ended it.
Remember, you can't end it again until you take a short rest. You can't use the finisher for it. Okay.
I would like
The
to water whip.
finisher.
Okay.
So you need to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. And you make a normal unarmed attack as well. Oh, I actually rolled a 4, so that's 10.
15.
To hit, the attack doesn't hit, so the water whip doesn't
Hiss.
go off. You kind of launch out with the blow, but she, despite being of a larger size, she kind of dodges to the side as the water whip smashes into the ground.
So nothing.
Yeah, no, it needs to hit to do the pull.
Can I
You can move up.
attack?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can still make extra attack as normal or flurry. So I will do an extra attack.
So you can attack with the Grandal this time, so you move up.
No. Wait, no, 16.
16 is not enough, no. She actually parries this one with the maul, like the middle part of the stone hammer that she's wielding.
That's it.
Okay.
Can I run away again?
You could, but you get an attack opportunity unless you want to disengage and spend a key point.
Don't worry about it then.
Okay. And you stay where you are. Elora.
I'm gonna try and smack her.
Slam! Make a slam!
Water slam.
Slam dunk that funk.
Nope, not enough. 21?
That is going to hit, for sure. So this big watery kind of, just the force of the tide itself smashes against her. Oh, very good.
So
15.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage.
Okay, that blow, she kind of staggers for a moment and just... Clearly you are more powerful
Hold out like
than
a
I give
little
Salah
watery
credit for.
arm and wave. Like a little water hand.
Like a Moana.
Yeah.
Like, you're basically the ocean from Moana. She just kind of snarls and it's like, clearly you have at least acquired some useful, helpful ones, Salah. Let us at least even the odds a little bit. And she kind of clenches her fist, and the mud and sand begin to form into a large earth elemental wolf.
Yay.
And that's where we're going to end today. We'll carry on this fight next week.
No!
There might even be a battle mat next week because I didn't know if we would necessarily get this far today,
Okay.
so I didn't prepare a battle mat.
And we got a new polarizing filter on the camera,
So you can actually see.
it won't be shiny anymore.
Oh, really?
Be able
Cool.
to see.
You should hopefully be able to see. So, with that, we're going to end there. We're going to read some donos.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it to end right there, Mark.
Well, we have to end it there because I want to go home.
Okay.
I need a wee.
Yeah, me
Do
too.
you want to go while
Nah,
we read donations? You can wait.
I can wait.
Okay.
There has been donos.
I love the fact that Chris Trott gambled away 2 incredible items and then was like, I don't like the thing I've got. Meh. Meh.
I can't believe how much
It's
money
not
did
Chris
you just
Trott
lose
doing it.
though?
Quite a lot, considering
lot.
like the. So it was kind of equivalent
Scalebreaker.
to.
How much was Scalebreaker worth?
About 5,000. And then Nimbus is worth near the same. They're kind of equivalent items. Because Nimbus is +2, whereas the other one's only +1, and then the
got
Dragon
it.
Charmer and stuff.
It's
And then
Cam Buckland doing these things.
the Scimitar of Speed is about 15 to 20,000 gold.
What about the cloak? How
Huh?
much was the cloak worth?
Cloak is just a normal rare item, so it's worth about 7,000.
So the
So,
Scimitar Speed is worth
cost
about as
us
much
like a
as the
shit
Dagger
ton.
Sword.
Huh? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Cost us a lot.
Thing is a Scimitar of Speed, if you're somebody like a fighter who gets lots of bonuses to damage using like one-handed weapons and stuff like that, getting an extra
that's
attack as a bonus action is actually pretty good for certain classes. Things like rogues and clerics don't get a second attack, so like
Yeah.
it basically would give him more attacks a turn and stuff like that. So it can be quite good. But for a monk, for example, who can already attack as a bonus action, useless. You know, for somebody who uses ranged weapons, useless.
So,
Whereas the dancing sword, bonus action, but
Yeah.
it does fights for you, so it's perfect for
Yeah, it's
Reynard.
great for you.
that's what I was wondering. So, I get my attack bonus of dexterity and blah 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 on top of that.
Proficiency, yeah.
Does that still come into play when it's not in my hands?
Yes.
Okay.
It uses your modifiers, yeah.
Cool.
I didn't
Shall
think
we?
of the abilities of said weapon.
I know you didn't. You played Cam
Cam
Buckland.
Buckland saw a longer sword
It's
than
like-
he wanted
Yeah.
and put it back in the
I
cube.
just like the idea that Cam Buckland was like, I put a dagger in, I get a dagger back.
Yeah.
Like, I love that image of him like, yeah.
Put those two together, get the ultimate dagger. It's the best. Anyway, donations. Nightjar donated with a love heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nigel.
Ola Rem donated $10. Thank you very much
Thank
for that
you.
message.
Thank you.
Terramol donated a double hundo. Whoa! 2 hundo.
Crazy.
Well, I gave the Chilluminati $200, so it's only fair I give you guys that much as well.
Ah, that's very kind. Thank you very much. That's a lot of monies.
For introducing me to the wonders of D&D and making so much great content. Love Heart. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
Let's see here. Bandai Nemzai donated $10, thank you very much. Hello Roll, it's been a while since I've sent a dono, so here's some of my love to you all. Love Heart, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really enjoying the Dead Reckoning campaign on twitch.tv/D&D on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's amazing you fit that all in. Campaign. All your characters are awesome. How does one sign up to Tollshank's posse?
Oh, people like the Thol Shank.
You don't
The
insult him,
hazelnuts.
The hazelnuts.
and you don't charge him any money.
That's how you become one of his
You
friends.
basically
You
see
basically
worth
give
in
him all
you,
your money.
really, and the other way around.
Hazelnuts.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, you get the uppercut.
yeah.
The deep gnome uppercut.
They finish with keep being cool, dudes. Thank you
Keep
very
being
much.
cool, dudes.
I will do one more. Vevla donated $10. Thank you very much. HighRollers. I got my HR dice last week. Where can you get those if you want dice?
Store.yogscast.com.
Sorry for using your donation as a plug. Just in time for our group's meetup. And oh my god, the rolls I got. Not one below 10 on the D20 all evening. Insert
Nice.
sellout stuff here. Shit, I should have done it there. Love the series, and this is the highlight of the week for me. See you next time. I'm glad I worked well for you. Thank you. Fate is on your
We
side.
make no promises about these dice rolling
Yeah.
well, by the way, because I roll pretty garbage on most of mine.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes good, sometimes
8.
bad. It's pretty
Below
average.
average.
Zephyr012 has donated saying, so at long last I can watch you guys live, yay! All it cost me was a wasted train ticket and 4 hours waiting for nobody because too many people called in absent in my own D&D game. Screams internally.
Sucks.
Ah well, there's always next week, that sucks. Hi Zombies donated saying, I was in a one-shot and everyone enjoyed it so much we wanted to continue playing.
Nice.
But our DM is busy from now on, so I volunteered to DM. Despite the one-shot being my first experience with D&D, also there are about 10 PCs, definitely not panicking. That sounds
You'll be
intense,
fine.
but just have fun. And then they've done it again. Hi Zombies saying, P.S. I've been binge watching since mid-September and I'm on episode 50 at the moment.
getting
We'll
there.
be back with
Very
a
good.
hundo when I catch up and watch live. Aw. And PPS, it has also been suggested to the group that we split into 2 groups, but they don't want to. I'll see how it turns out. Maybe see how it goes the first time and then...
If combat takes like the whole day.
10
to
is
do,
10 is a lot of people.
Too many.
I would not do a group of 10.
Yes, that's a lot.
Murder
That's
them
pretty
I greet you
intense.
from my house.
Sky Silverwing
House.
donated 1 day to travel to the elves, 2 days to travel to the centaurs from the elves, 2 more days to go get the elves for the meeting, 1 day to bring the elves to the meeting. That is 6 days in Arborea, not 3.
There you go.
Okay.
Then.
Well, whoopsie. Did Lady Amy notice the champions behind her? Champions.
Oh,
yes.
when we rolled to see if they were... Wait, what?
You don't know? She didn't ask her.
Oh, when she went down
When she
to
went down to
collect
pick those
them.
guys up.
No.
Oh. Metamanu
She's out of there
donated
now.
a quarter hundo.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Long live Cam2 the chinchilla in this weird plane.
He may
you-
actually live now.
He's going to have the best life of all of us.
I think he was.
He lived because
Safer than you
Mark
realise.
forgot that you
Yeah.
had the second one.
I won't lie.
True.
I've been keeping very quiet about it.
Yeah. You knew that he was there.
I was waiting for a moment where I could
I just didn't
safely
realise. Yeah.
offload him.
Yeah, well, you found it.
Safely offload the chinchilla.
You killed my first one!
Well, I'm pretty sure it absolutely should be dead, but because I did forget, I've not remembered. You've taken enough
The whole
blows that it should be
Soval
dead.
fight
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
chinchilla.
Yeah.
And that whole time I kept quiet because I was like, no,
Yeah.
not yet.
I'll just pretend that there's something special about that chinchilla.
A
It's
Richard's-
incredibly lucky.
It's a
Richard
light-born
never
chinchilla.
It's a
Yes.
light-born chinchilla.
Donations continue.
JJ Volpix donated. Love HighRollers. Sorry I can't stay for the stream because I'm not caught up yet, but here's $5. Love you all.
Thank you.
Love you too.
Oh, my hands
Thank
in
you.
your shot.
There you go. I'll leave this one to you.
My hand's in your shot.
Charlie has donated a hundo.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hail from Korea. Annyeong. I missed the first hour of the stream because I keep getting confused between GMT and BST. By the way, do you not do fan art videos anymore? I missed asking what the names of the songs in the background were.
No time.
I don't think
What
we've
is
had
time? We have had
enough-
it, but
Oh, okay.
we've had a lot of fan art, but
Just no time.
literally we do not have time.
What's for?
We've got 2 campaigns on the go now, so
Yeah.
Also, BST is 1 hour
But if you...
Ahead,
yeah, BST is GMT +1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So UTC.
But we're probably going back to.
If you do fan
It's
art,
Comic-Con
we can't do
weekend.
the fan art video, but I'm sure if you like tweet it, we can retweet
If you
it.
tweet
and stuff
it, we
like that.
retweet it. If you
Yeah.
put it in the Roll on Sunday tag on Tumblr, if you've got that, then
there will be
we,
a fan art video.
One
at
day.
some point. It's just that recently it's
been
been
a lot.
insanely busy for
Well,
us.
you've been super
and
busy, and
we have to do it basically in our spare time, which is non-existent. So keep sending it in because we do know where we got to with it. So it's not like if we make a new one, we're not going
You're
to
not
miss
going to miss
anything.
out. Yeah.
It's just that we don't know when it's going to happen.
Plus,
so especially on Twitter, it's easier for like me to retweet it and then everyone individually to see it as well. So
Yeah, we love seeing it.
Yeah,
Thank you
definitely.
for making
more, please.
Zenhawk has donated 5,000 Twitch bits. Here's my contribution to the Korak campaign fund. Down with the council, down with the broken sky.
Yeah.
And Fun by Death has donated. First time I've been able to donate, but I have been watching you guys since the 2016 Jingle Jam. I always have enjoyed your content and look forward to every show you put on. And the Nord's House has donated. Great first half, now for the second half.
Man,
We.
Jingle Jam soon, innit?
Yeah, it's Jingle Jam.
I don't have to do that much for it this time, which is nice. Poseman 8. Look, I changed my name slightly so you know ahead of time to read this like a poem. The potion may be wrong, but the love is right. This is the right way to stop a fight. They're gonna make beautiful kitties by grabbing the horse, ass, and bird titty. Don't think that's how you make a baby. Vexus the Untamed. Juto's gotten forces from Arborea. Elora is, or should be, IMO, trying to get the Autumn, Winter, and Moonspires to help. Reynard wants to find Uncle Ferrohorn, so maybe Cam should try and offer something to the Bucklands, so they'll help. P.S. High Mark. Do we what?
We're doing it as
Well,
a
you've
team.
got you've got Moonspire locked
We're
in.
working on it as a
Pretty much.
team.
Moonspire, we've got centaurs, we've got winged elves.
Yeah, and you said you want to go to Winterspire anyway.
Yeah.
Gonna
So-
get Winterspire.
Got the power of Guan Yin.
We're gonna go to your place.
Yeah, I've got like
Your
one guy
house.
that I'm
We're
looking
gonna
for.
fight. Well, yeah, but he might have friends though. You
He
don't
definitely
know.
has
What are
friends.
friends?
He's so popular.
Plenty of
He's the
people.
best.
Vexus the Untamed again. So here we stand. Juto's become a punchy kickmaster. Elora's a buff boy. Chelamar's fucked off to bang some dwarves. You've teamed up with Nigel Thornbury's nephew, and well, we don't even mention his name, meaning you. Oh, how much has changed? P.S. Hi, Mark. Darth Dave 41 with a half hundo.
Oh,
Sundays
thank
are a
you.
pain in the arse now. NFL is back, but HighRollers is on. I agree, Daft Dave. I'm fully there with you. I'm so conflicted. All right, fine. You guys win. Can catch up on the Bears Ravens hand egg after. That is a damn fine shirt that Tom has. Cam, red or green grapes?
Red or
Red.
Red grapes.
We
Green or
always
green?
have grapes in the house, and you never eat them.
I know.
Only Cam.
Chris Trott doesn't
Chris
like
Trott doesn't-
grapes.
I love grapes.
He likes grapes.
But
but he
not as
doesn't
much
ever
as
eat
Cam.
them.
People like grapes.
Yes.
Captain
nice
Winch.
Reference.
That was a received reference.
Yeah.
Captain Winch donated. Good old Kev. Was DMing for my friends tonight, so missed the start, but still gonna feel like donating. Gonna watch it from the start, but on Friday, my other group did a Cam Buckland. The Orc got a nat 20, the Minotaur got a nat 1. R.I.P.
Oh.
Tiny Minotaur penis.
I'm okay for my name to be used as a verb
For
in that
penis.
scenario. Any other mishaps? No.
Ace of Thorns. Hilarious to see everyone queuing up at the Bank of Elora. Add that to the Cube of Chaos.
Yep.
And we have a shopping trip no one's likely to forget soon. Can't make Comic-Con this month. Next May is the plan. Hope you have a great time. Hope to see you next May. Ace. Sorry you can't join us.
We should be recording the MCM live show, but it could also.
It's always tricky though because it's not
Yeah.
our tech.
And it's not very good
their
quality
stuff.
as well.
We'll see. Dinny Dorf donated. First time I'll be able to watch live after binge watching HighRollers since I saw you live at Comic Con in May.
Ooh.
I've been playing D&D for a few years, DMing for a couple of years, even doing charity fundraising games at work. See you at Comic Con. I hope.
What's that? That was quite something.
I really tried to focus on the iPad and not look slightly up at what the fuck Mark was doing.
Oh my god.
Sky Silverwing has donated. I'm a bit curious. Now that this party is comparable in level, how do you think your party would fare in battle against Keyleth, Vex, Pike, and Vax as they were at the beginning?
At the beginning of the
Oh, at
thing.
the beginning.
roll.
I can't
Well,
remember
considering
what
these
they were
guys are
like.
outnumbered, because there was 8 of them then,
Oh, yeah.
there's
So-
only 4 of you. So if it was
done
against, if I was going to pick, and it was like, because I'll pick ones which are relevant. So like Scanlan, Keyleth, Vexalia, and closest one to a monk, I guess, Vax. If I was to
I
put
don't
you
want
against
to
those
fight any
guys,
of them. No, thank you.
I think basically you would have elemental versus elemental druid battle, which would be funny and kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Water.
You'd have the Scanlan Cam like fuck around off of like what
Pretty
weird
much.
spell can I use?
Yeah, true.
Fucking Reynard and Vixali would just be like pew 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 shooting at each other the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
So I think it would
Vex-
basically come down to Liam versus Kim. I think
Vex
that
is
would
a
be the
dangerous
deciding
one,
factor.
though.
Yeah,
Rogue.
but fucking Juto, like again, they're both glass cannons. Juto
Yeah.
can do 4 attacks. He can only do with haste the 3. So it would basically who can burst the other one down quick enough and then help everyone else out. I think that's how it would go.
I don't want to fight box match.
I don't want to fight Vox Machina. I don't
I
want to
would
fight.
make love, not war.
Really?
Not love.
To be honest,
I don't know.
they're all like fucking flirty
Can we just be
drama
friends?
bastards.
Keyleth and Allura would be best friends.
Yeah,
That's like
they would be
being
actually.
friends.
Yeah. But
Right.
what if you had to
Too
fight?
nice.
5
Anyway.
donies left. J.K. Quinn donated. I'm a little drink. Sorry if you can't read this. I have 2 questions. One is Tabletop Weekly. Going to do more tabletop war games like Warhammer?
As soon as I have more people to play against.
2 will buy in my next donation.
And they donated again.
J.K. Quinn donated again. 1ek, this campaign is over. Work.
This
you'd
is
like
Mark
to
level
do
drunk texting. I
a
love it.
super high fantasy or Evben, a Cybner punk campaign. 1 minute shot.
One shot. I don't know if we'll do. Well, I mean, it depends. Like, I think like when the campaign ends, we'll probably take a little bit break. Maybe we'll do like Kim will DM something for a little bit. But the next campaign I think I've got planned for HighRollers will not be super high tech. I'm thinking of saving a high tech campaign for something I want to do myself. But I've got a cool idea for it for a new world, and it will definitely be a lot more detailed than Iraq because Iraq is a fucking cobbled together mess. Whereas the new one will be an actual. It would be very much about exploration and like me putting down a map and going, where do you guys want to go?
But like you said, we never plan for HighRollers to last.
We didn't
As
plan
long
for
as
it
it's
to
last.
And so therefore the campaign was never meant to last as long as
But
it
now
has.
that you know what you're going into,
I know a lot more about
this
how to plan
campaign
it
will
out.
be Mark's swan song.
No.
You're going out on this one.
Yeah, no, it'll
He's
be
gonna,
good.
He's going to die
It
afterwards.
would no.
He's going to die afterwards.
My magnum opus.
Yeah, magnum opus, that's what I was trying to say. Vexus the
Sometimes I know
Untamed
smart words.
donated. ... Kim, why not go into Earth Stance next time? She might be offended, but she might respect it. I don't fucking know how Mark does his NPC's mindsets. P.S. Oh, hi, Mark.
That's the thing, is our stance doesn't have anything visibly earthy. So
Right.
she just see me
It just-
going,
Earth.
I'm slightly more
Is there no, like,
defensive.
earthy,
Yeah, there's no...
throw a rocket?
no.
It's not full earth bending, no.
Right.
It's not Toph stomp on the ground and then punch a boulder at someone.
And these are both from Dancing on Fire, equaling $20. Thank you very much. I almost forgot to donate this week, but I wanted to tell Kim that I love her Dead Reckoning character.
Thank you.
Great stream today. Mark!
Ah, the worthless one.
Mark, that's 2 Rooster Teeth references today. When were you playing with the Cube, you sang... when you were playing with the Cube, you sang the On The Spot theme song too,
Yeah.
even if you may not have noticed.
No, I did notice.
You nerd.
He went to RTX, of course he's all Rooster Teeth hyped up right
Fucking
now.
like, I know that shit. It's time to get good. Right, that is it from us this week. We will be back on Wednesday for Dead Reckoning over on twitch.tv/DND. Thank you very much for all your donations. Thank you for watching. And
See you
that's it.
Wednesday in
See you
chat.
Wednesday.
6 p.m. PST. And then Sunday.